What is this song? Okay, never mind. It got good. Hello, hello. Don't talk. I'm talking. You're a great streamer. You're a great chatter. Doesn't get said enough. I think you can do the gen because of IRL stuff. That takes priority, 100%. That's a shame. I wish you could, but I 100% understand. The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Holy fuck. I'm dropping 8 trillion frames. There are no more frames. Everything is okay now. No, it is not. The number went down, but the number went down and the bar went green. I exited Riot Vanguard, and it seems to have fixed itself. Isn't that interesting? Aren't wildcards 1 and 2 contradictory? They are, yeah. I think card 1 is ass. I think it's just a bad card. I think it's a bad card. I think they missed. It's okay. It happens. I just think that's a bad card. Hi everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We're gonna wait just a little bit before we get started because there are still ads going. Really like card 1, but really hate card 2. Yeah. I think it's interesting. I think use no text in the game is an interesting card. Card 1 doesn't include dialogue. No, I think it's literally don't use text ever. The thing about the cards is maybe I just don't do them. In that, you can just ignore them. I do think it hurts your entry, even though they say it shouldn't hurt your entry. I'm unconvinced of this fact. Also, my music's a little loud. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. They say that the cards don't affect your rating. The problem is they do, because everyone's like a human person. And games that follow more cards generally tend to do better. Why wouldn't it include dialogue? That's like 90% of text in game. Yeah, I think it's literally like, I think it's just literally no words in your game, which is like an interesting. That's too quiet now. I can't hear the music. It is perhaps an interesting like puzzle to solve, but I don't know if it necessarily makes like a good game. I don't know. I'm curious to see what people do with it. I'm sure people will get very creative, but can you not have a title? Oh my god, I clicked I'm not in the right thing. No, dude. I'm not in game dev. Oh god, software and game development. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't change the thing. Godot Wild Jam, smiley face. Oh, I'm so sorry, I messed it up. I think it should be like no dialogue. I think no dialogue would be a cooler theme and less. I'm worried about like games coming out where like the tutorial definitely needs text but doesn't have any. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Like, I don't know what'll come to pass because we live in the now times, not the future times when the games exist. But we'll see. I have always been pleasantly surprised by what people are able to do with the wildcards. So perhaps I will be proven wrong yet again. It happens. It happens quite regularly actually. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. We'll see. I'm personally probably gonna skip it because I don't really think I mess with it that much. But I don't know. Maybe if I'm not diametrically opposed to it, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe. Perhaps. It's possible. There's 2 of me. Okay. So, yeah. Should we talk about the game ideas? Do you like no text? Or like every single tutorial or label is a hieroglyphic graphic? The other streamer has cat ears IRL. It's true, I do. I got them surgically implanted. I now have 4 sets of ears and can triangulate, or in my case, not necessarily triangulate, but quadrilaterate any noise. So I know the exact position and location of every single person that makes a noise around me. It's true, you've seen him IRL. It's true, I've met Leviathan in real life. We went to a Gigo together and played My Mai. It was awesome. First order of business, I'm gonna change my screen over to the good one. Zoop. Y'all, I'm gonna throw up. What is this? What is happening? Why is the line doing that? That's a lot of people. Linear? It do kind of be linear. The way YouTube algorithm works is like it does like seed audiences, and so it like looks at like one set of audience at a time, and so it does this like these like baby exponential curves. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. We've gone through like 50 different thumbnails. I did, yeah. So there's, I can actually show you. I don't know how much of this I want to show, but I made like, I woke up at like 6 a.m. in a cold sweat, and then I made like 5 thumbnails, and I pitted them against each other. And this is the one that ended up winning, which is just this with a gray gradient background saying help. So apparently that's what the people enjoy. I'm not gonna be mad at them. That seems fine if that's, you know, love what you love and all that. Yeah. Remember when you're famous, please? Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, if I get actually famous, I'm going to literally feel sick to my stomach and die. So I'll remember you on my deathbed. Not neat. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Hi, everybody. It's time for Godot Wild Jam number 80. A nice, even, clean number. I think this is clickbait in the thumbnail is better than clickbait in the title. It's true. It's true. I'm not very good at making thumbnails yet, but if you look at the evolution of the first thumbnail we made versus the thumbnail that we have now, it definitely got better exponentially. I don't think it's very good yet if you compare me to like other people that do this, but yeah. No one read titles anymore, unironically. That's fair, yeah. Yeah. Next time I'm just gonna have a title that's like a picture of the president with the word tariffs, and then also some other stuff, and just get as much of the like trending topics into one thing as possible and fill the thing with 80,000 tags. Maybe like the president and Mr. Beast together with a giant red circle. That's good. That's good. Yeah, and the O face, of course, need that, obviously. Goku in the background. That's an excellent suggestion. Excellent suggestion. If you did the dress in the thumbnail to get way more views, I actually don't doubt that. It probably would. Maybe for like the Halloween one, I'll be in the dress, huh? It's possible. It's possible. But yeah, the theme is controlled chaos, and he said what? This is an interesting one to me because it doesn't, nothing jumps out at me immediately. Like it's not like Forge, right, where it was just like very clearly a thing to build around. So what I came up with, and let me grab my notebook, hopefully my camera doesn't glitch out. What I came up with, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna open up Excalibur, but I'm gonna open it in a separate window because I don't remember what I last had up. Excalibur. Oh, it's the last game jam. Hey, look at that. Y'all remember this? I don't really remember drawing this, but these hieroglyphs were once things kind of related to a game jam. Awesome. We're gonna erase all of it. Goodbye. Goodbye, game jam. We could download it, I suppose, throw it into our archive or something, but this works just as well. You think you're special? So, controlled chaos. Possibly controlled chows. Also possibly chaos control from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Meep, meep. Right back at you. The way that I am going with this is you are controlling randomness. And what's the most fun version of random? Why, it's dice, of course. I'm not zoomed in enough. I'm not zoomed in enough. I'm not zoomed in enough. That's too zoomed in. It's dice, of course. So you're going to have something like a D4, and something like a D6, and something like a D8, and something like a D10? How would you even draw a D10? I don't know. Use your imagination. That's a question mark. And a D10, right? Balatro but dice, let's go. So that's actually what I started with, was if you did Balatro but with jokers, how would it look? And I didn't love it. Like, there are things you can do with that, like almost like Yahtzee but Balatro, right? Like you could do that, and actually that sounds really fun now that I have that idea. But oh, that does sound really gas, actually. What would the jokers be? You can't just have jokers. And like the mult obviously has to be different. You could do Yahtzee Balatro. Huh. But we're not going to do that because one, I want to make a tower defense. And two, I don't want to just reinvent a game that already exists. Unless, of course, that game is specifically Gemcraft Chasing Shadows, in which case, just bear with me for a bit. So along the lines of like D&D stuff, Sky Air Tower Defense game number 312. Hey, to be fair, we've never finished one, so it doesn't count. It'll be the first tower defense game that we finish, huh? Thoughts on that? I need my thing on the other screen because I can't see what I'm looking at. It could be us. We could actually finish a game for once. Wouldn't that be crazy? I think it would be. So, tower defense, and we need like, we're manipulating the dice. That's like the objective here, right? So the way I want to do that. Why do I have Monster Cat, Deep Melodic House, 24/7 relaxing music, chill study music on YouTube open right now? I'm not watching that. Last one not being finished is Really Good Omen this time. The last one wasn't finished because we didn't even start it, to be fair. So something like this. We have our dice, right? And we're gonna have the die forge. I'm really pulling from the archive on this one. But this is where you're going to make dice. And this will also have its own inherent randomness to it, but I'll get to that in a little bit. On the map, like the tower defense map, first of all, the route is not static. Every time a wave spawns, the tower defense map is going to change. I don't know specifically how or why or what into, and maybe the pathfinding is really hard, so maybe we leave this until like a last thing if it's a stretch goal or something. Hey, Pyom, how's it going? German fortune. You will start the game with 3 towers. What is this song, Spotify? This is ass. Skip. I don't like that. So you're gonna have 3 towers to start the game with. And then over here, you're gonna have your like dice tray. And this is where you can click on your die forge, or possibly it's just up here as like a sub menu, and you create a random die. Now, the only dice you can create at the start of the game are D4s. So you will put your D4 and you will socket it, because we're just making Gemcraft, into a tower. And then the tower will roll the D4 and shoot the enemy with that much damage. So D4 is, average 2.5, doesn't really, not even that much chaos going on there because it's what's 1 through 4 or whatever. But every time you pass X amount of rounds, you will go to a shop. You'll go to a upgrades. You'll get an upgrade. An item will drop from a monster. I don't know yet. Those items you attach to the towers, and that is what helps you control the chaos. So for example, you could have a tower that says it's a nudge tower. What does a nudge tower do? +1 to all rolls, if it's not the highest number. So for example, if you roll a 2 on the D4, it nudges it to a 3. Cool. If you roll a 4 on the D4, it goes, I can't nudge that. There's no 5 on a D4. Sorry, boo. There's exploding dice. For those of you that haven't played D&D, exploding dice is a really fun and a completely unbalanced thing that you can do in D&D, where if you roll the highest number on the die, you roll it again, and you add that number to the thing. Wait, hey, Polnagus, how's it going? Welcome in. D&D has exploding dice. Not if you're reasonable, no. If you like to cheat and give unfair advantages to your players, then yes. Yes, it does. Exploding dice in D&D is completely broken, but can you stack overflow it? So you're already seeing something that can happen here. If you put nudge and exploding die on the same tower, you can theoretically explode the dice forever, which is a bit of a problem. Maybe there'll be a cap to how many times you can explode. The other one that I thought of was advantage, which is the same thing as the lucky clover in Risk of Rain. This will instead roll 2 dice and take the higher of the 2. Splitting dice in general can be fucked. I once rolled a 25 on a d6. It messes with the EV of the dice too, because theoretically you can roll infinite damage. So like the EV calculation is harder. It's not like that much different. I think the EV on exploding dice is like 5 or something, but it's still funny. Because the tail end is so extremely long and high, even though like the odds of rolling an explosion 3 times is still like astronomically dog shit or whatever. Skygray's Dice Tower Factory. You're getting it. You're getting it. But this is neat. This is exciting. But there's not a lot going on here, right? You're just making dice and you're manipulating the dice a little bit. Well, in keeping with our D&D theme, what if the dice had elements? So there was an ice die. We're probably not going to use green, but what if you made the die sexy? They already did that. It's called Dicey Dungeons. Right here. They already did that. I mean, the dice aren't that sexy, but you could just play this game. So there you go. Look at this guy. He's a cutie. We got like the handyman. We got the alchemist. We got fucking loud, but I hate Soundbird. I fucking hate, you can't see him. Do you see this motherfucker? I hate Soundbird. I hate Soundbird. But anyways, hey, Biome, thanks for this up, buddy.
Bro, I will reach my prior 8-month streak. I don't care.
I forgot that you read it out. I apologize. I didn't want to take that from you. Yeah, this is the game. This is the game. You kill monsters. You protect your die forge. The monsters come down the thing. You have 3 towers. At the shop, you can buy another tower. The towers get progressively more expensive, encouraging you to upgrade the dice. I didn't talk about upgrading the dice. What does upgrading the dice mean? It's gonna blow your mind. And if you've played Gemcraft, shush, don't say anything. If you have a D4 and you have a second D4, you can combine them. And when you combine them, you get a D6. You get a D6. Can enemies also be rolled with dices? If we have time, possibly. The enemies could just be dice, but that's a little much, I think. But also could be a way that like the enemies spawn from random directions. Maybe you can like build walls and stuff, so the enemies have to pathfind around your walls. Like you could build the map as you go, and they just like, that's not very chaos. That's more just like difficult pathfinding the video game. Something like that. But yeah, you can combine the dice to get the higher version of the die. And the reason you want to do that is because like the EV on this die is higher, but also you only have so many towers. And so like, obviously if you had unlimited towers, you would just put a D4 everywhere because 2 D4s is better than a D6, right? The EV on 2 D4s is 5. The EV on a D6 is 3.5. So along with that, I wrote down some combinations. When you combine dice, their better versions get better. So there's 4 dice types that I want to make. There's ice, fire, shock, and force. Force is the idiot baby default one. The 1d4 is just 1d4 plus 1 force damage. The d6 is 2d6 plus 2 force damage. And the d8 is 3d8 plus 3 force damage. I think you can get the pattern here. Along with this, what I maybe would want to do instead is instead of like rolling extra die, it just hits another target. So for example, 1d4 can target 1 monster at a time, whereas a d6, when it rolls, it targets 2 things. Because then the EV is actually higher. It might be too much of an upgrade, but we'll see. Make enemies resistant / vulnerable to damage types. I want to do that. That seems really sick, yeah. And maybe like ice can cut, or maybe like acid is another one if we have time. It can cut resistances or something. I'm not sure yet. Ice is obviously slowing, right? That makes sense. Hit you with an ice thing, your character slows down a little bit. Fire damage, I don't know what I want to do with fire yet. I was thinking maybe fire is AoE, but I'm not 100% sure. Shock is like chain damage. So like if you hit an enemy with a shock die, it rolls a d4. I think the d6 rolls a d4 and it hits that many extra targets. So the game is just a lot about controlling randomness. Fire could also maybe be a dot. Maybe acid is a dot. Maybe there's an acid dye and that has a dot on it. I'm not sure yet. Are we just making gemcraft? We are a little bit making gemcraft, but it also has some roguelike elements. So, you know, that's fine, right? I am thinking of other items we could put in the game too. There's things that like make the chill effect better. There's things that make chilled enemies take more damage or something. Like maybe there's archetypes you can build around by like really investing, like you're really just like an ice dye wizard or a fire dye wizard or a force dye wizard. I don't know. And I think if you combine them, they should retain the attributes of both the things combined, but only like the 2 highest things in the die or something. I'm not sure yet. You should have a die that when an enemy dies near it, it rolls a die, and if it gets a specific number, it spawns a random die where they died. This sounds like she's on the seashore again selling seashells to me. That's a classic case of that business. Yeah, that's the game. And I think it's got legs. I think it's not too bad. I think it's maybe a little bit ambitious, but it also does feel smaller than like say the Vampire Survivors game we just made. So I don't know. I think it'll be okay. Make it 3D. You're banned. Get out. Get out of here right now. Don't say those words to me. I think for now we just make the get out. I think we just make the simple version of this. Let's just make a tower defense with some block enemies and move on with our lives and maybe a die. So this is gonna be, don't put it there, man. You gotta put it in the projects. I forgot to put myself in the Godot Wild Jam Discord. No, it's okay. Let's create a new folder. Godot Wild Jam. This is 80, huh? That's crazy. Slow. We need to put the thing. Don't forget the microtransactions. True. You want to control real chaos? How about controlling capitalism? This will be the Godot files. Select. Create. I called it new game project. Whatever. We move on with our lives. Oops, I wasn't supposed to show that. That's the Discord. I'm gonna post myself in the Godot Wild Jam Discord because I'm a terrible, terrible person who does nothing in their entire life except chase clout. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy, isn't it? It's true too. I'm a horrible person. We weren't even testing for that. Is the jam stream thing even open? Yeah, it's open. Neat. What do I say here? That I'm a horrible person and I like self-promotion? Battle pass with free reward every 10 levels that gives a skin. Yeah, but at the same time you have like the extra battle pass, like the better battle pass, and it shows you what you could unlock had you have purchased the battle pass, but you don't get any of that until you buy the battle pass. But if you buy the battle pass at the end of the battle pass, it refunds 60% of the battle pass if you finish the battle pass, meaning that effectively the battle pass only costs 40% of the made up money that it cost in the first place, because I'm not only benevolent but very generous. I want to give back to you after you played my game for like 80 hours and spent amount of money that I decided that you needed to spend up front to get a discount later. Every time you click the battle pass, it shows you buy it now and you have to go back to the actual battle pass. That's good. I like that. I really like the idea of if I give you back made up currency. So you spend real money to get made up currency. We'll call them gems. And then at the end of the battle pass, I give you back 60 gems. The next battle pass costs 100, which means that if you complete 2 battle passes with the made up money, you have enough to then buy a battle pass for free, which then kicks back 600 plus the 200 you got previously. So actually you only have to buy the first 2 battle passes and then like every 3rd battle pass 4 times in a row, or every 2nd battle pass 4 times in a row. Because again, I'm extremely generous. You're welcome. You should be thanking me, honestly. Is that enough sarcasm? Is everyone happy with that? Well, only one currency type. Real games have at least 4 different. Yeah, one is the like in-game, we'll call it like minerals. And then one is gems. You can use gems. You can turn your gems into minerals directly, obviously. But you can actually earn gems in-game if every day you break 1 rock with one of your builders. There's a chance that inside might be a gem. And then there's diamonds, which are also a gem, but don't worry about it. Diamonds are, you get that for the subscription model. What is this game even about? It's not about the game. Remember, look, If there's one thing I learned from GDC, the game doesn't matter. The interesting part for the players is the monetization scheme. Making some stuff, I guess? You tagline stuff. It's time to jam. That seems good enough. Battle Pass, but also Premium Plus monthly sub. Well, obviously, I mean, everything needs to be subscription based. But I need you to buy your subscription based on like a year-long subscription, because if you do that, it's actually cheaper for you in the made-up currency. I'm actually trying to give you another deal. Moving this over here. Again, my generosity is overwhelming, and you're welcome. Okay, let's actually start making a game. You save 67%. It's true. It's true. They don't talk about it. We'll call this main. First thing that we need is tiles. Let's just make a pretty version of our game first. Oh, actually, first thing we need to do is set up the like the window, because I always need to set this at the jet, or I always mess it up. 1200 by 800. That's always worked for us. It'll work for us this time. They don't actually want you to know this trick. It's true. They actually would prefer if you don't know this trick. What about a lifetime pass? To get all the battle passes, you get it by completing 12 battle passes. No, well, unless later on we have like a battle pass premium that you would then pay another amount of money for. Otherwise, like, I really don't think that's going to be long-term profitable. What are we going to sell when the private equity acquires us if we already have lifetime battle passes? Come on, you got to leave some copper on the walls to strip, my guy. LEGO has DLC for the LEGO Star Wars games that required you to buy $250 worth of specific sets IRL to get it. I didn't even know that was a thing. What? Why stop money when game done if we can keep getting money? That's what I'm saying. Actually, I'm just gonna go with like full subscription model, based model on everything, I think. Add inflation to the currency? I don't have to. Don't worry, the factors of the world will do that for you. Make it more realistic. And every time I have a statistic be like, that's actually $200 in 1998 money. Like, okay, well, I wasn't alive there, so. Can the battle passes inflate? Yeah, look up Fortnite inflation for more information. All right, we're gonna go to the good old itch.io. Itch.io. 429 too many requests. I have never, what does this even mean? Okay, that was scary. I thought itch was dead for a little bit there. Good to see that it isn't. Okay. No, not jams. We need assets. Rain World Complete Edition. They released Rain World on itch? I don't know about that. Huh. Interesting. Itch.io. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Like grass background? Tile? We have the one from Rosati, actually. We could just use that again. Let's go into the archives a little bit here. Let's see. Projects? Game dev assets? It just servers been struggling a bit lately. That sucks. I hope they're not getting like DMCA'd or something again, because that's what happened last time. Game dev assets. There it is. Okay, so Rosati gave us... Actually, Sproutlands could work too. I don't really know if this is what Sproutlands are intended for, but building ground tiles, new tiles. We could just use these. These are fine. Yeah, that's fine. These are fine. Oh, they even do the 9-tile ones. I didn't know that, actually. It's kind of cool. Neat. We can have some lovely bushes or something. I don't know. Darker grass hill. I don't really know how you're supposed to use those. Have some, like, elevation even. What did we use this for originally? Oh, we'd have some stone path. I love that. Maybe even some... I thought this was sand. It's soil. Whatever. It's the same thing. Yeah, let's just use these. These are fun. Simple versions. That looks... Yeah, let's start there. Let's start with simple versions, huh? Maybe? I don't know. What is shapoopoo? I don't know. What does that mean? These are for the fire game? Oh, yeah, we did. We used it for kindling, of course. How could I forget kindling? I do want to use the darker ones because I think it fits the theme of the game a little bit better. So we'll just use these. These are perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and pop that in there. Start creating some folders here. Create new folder. This will be assets. Create a new folder here. Call that tile call that tile sets. Like that. Pop it in there. There we go. Okay, now we need a child node. This is going to be the map. Tile map. This will be the tower defense map, game map. Let's call it the map for now. That's probably good enough. You need to go in here. Okay, and then we're gonna go here. We need to make a new tile set like that. We're going to attach our tile set to the tile set. So click here. Terrain sets? I don't quite remember how to do this. I think you just click and drag. 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 You just click and drag. It's so easy. Yeah, like that. Now, how many tiles do we want in our game? So let's think a little bit about like UI elements here as well. So I'm gonna make a new thing here. Let's call this the UI. We're gonna make it control. And I never remember how to do it properly, but that's okay. We're gonna scale it out to there. What's the visibility, ordering, texture, material, layout? Why do you not have a layout? Or why do yeah, transform, there it is. 1200 by 800. Hey, Hackdog, how's it going? I'm cooking, I'm trying. We're gonna have the map be, I don't know, 1,000 pixels? That makes sense to me. 1,000 pixels, we'll save ourselves 100 pixels by 200. No, we probably want like, what is like here? Make a new control. I'm just gonna do this to like eyeball it. I wanna have like, this be the game map area? So like a bar up at the top to show some stuff. Maybe we leave ourselves like 50 pixels on the left or something to do some more stuff. I think this is probably good. Maybe even a little bit more here. Something like this. This is the game area. This is like your inventory and stuff. Yeah, something like that. And I think this actually comes pretty close to like a square, which is nice too. What's this transform? 986 by 762. So we'll say probably closer to like 1,000 by 750. I forgot I can't use the buttons. I removed my ears. The hotkeys. My bad. My bad. You didn't see that. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump scare you like that. I apologize. Okay. So something like this is probably good. 50 pixels on the left side, or sorry, this is 150 on the right, 50 on the left-ish. And then that's a little bit too much off the top, actually. I'm gonna go back to 800 here and do like something, not 800, obviously. Did I mean 750? I guess I did mean 750. So that's 50-50, and that's like 150. Okay, I think that's probably solid. We can always come back and adjust it later. In here, so what is it? 1,000 by 750? How many like tiles do we actually want? 1,000 by 750. I mean, if I'm just gonna rip Gemcraft wholesale, this is where you have the waves. This is where you have like your resource. Maybe this, we can have some information up here, like your items or something. And then this is like the dice tray, I guess. Something like that. Something like that. Seems reasonable. We can have this be 50 then. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe 25 even? Yeah, that's better. This will be 50 then. Like that. So waves on the left, and they'll be, since I have 25 and I can leave myself like 2 pixels for buffering on both sides, or maybe 5 pixels. 5 pixels of buffering would be 15. That's probably fine. Resources and items up here. Maybe there's like the level of the different elements of the dice or something. Not totally sure. Dice tray on the right. 1,000 by 750. So those are both divisible by 50. You could have 200 by, what is that? 200 by 150, right? Calculator. 150 times 50 is 750, yeah? Yeah. Or sorry, if it's 50 pixels, then it's 15 by 20. I don't think 15 by 20 is enough. What about 40 by 30? 40 by 30 is probably enough. Okay, so what's 1,000 divided by 40? 25. So it's 25 pixel squares. That seems okay. I like that. 25 pixel squares. So tile size is going to be... No, you can't adjust it like this. Right? You have to do it scale-wise, if I remember correctly. You just do a nice, clean, even 25/16. Like that. And then you do an offset on this. So where's your transform? Here's your transform. You say same thing as the map. So we're gonna say 25 from the left, 50 from the top. Zoop. Here's a question that keeps me up at night. Does Lightning McQueen have car insurance or life insurance? Lightning McQueen would have life insurance for himself and car insurance if Lightning McQueen owned a car. Now it's up to you to decide what it means if Lightning McQueen owns a car. You still play rhythm games, Sky? But of course. Of course I still play rhythm games. Is that slavery? You wouldn't understand the complex economies that have to take place in a world dominated solely by cars. Where does the oil come from, huh? Huh? Is it necessarily true that the output of the oil is worth the caloric input that it requires to drill oil in the car universe? You think you can come in here with your simple questions like, does Lightning McQueen have car insurance or life insurance? I ask you this. Is it possible for a car society to subsist based on the fact that they all need to have gas in them, but it takes gas to mine gas? Where did the first gas come from, huh? Does it bother anyone that cars are fleshy on the inside and they wear mech suits? Cars are fleshy on the inside. They're not though. They're fleshy when I'm in them, but that's like a different situation. That's like saying like, do you eat humans with or without the peel? If you meant the peel was like a mech suit. It's the Cars movies? No, they're not fleshy on the inside. What's my reasoning, you ask? Because that's gross. Fucking gross. Did the chicken come before the food or the atom before the molecule? Easy, atom before the molecule? Pfft. This person does not know their Big Bang lore. You think things could be molecules before they were atoms? Are you kidding me? Do you know how fucking hot it was? The atom before the Eve. It's atom and molecule, not atom and dextroribonucleic acid. Okay, so let's see here. You can do something like this. How? There should be a way that I can limit you to not be the entire space of the universe, I think. I don't know if I remember how to do it though. I can just also do it this way. 40 by, we said 30? This is our game. This is our like, ew, this is our tile set. What's that even look like? Something like this. Yeah, I can work with this. That seems like a square which you could like put things on. I do want to see a little bit more of the scale. What in the Enacore are we listening to right now? I go next. Perhaps there is a different playlist we could be listening to. We could just go to the straight webcore playlist. I don't know. We could listen to some Good Kid. They only have like 20 songs though, so we get old kind of fast. We could listen to the PlayStation 2 Jungle Era remix. We should do that one. Add more juice to the Juicebox playlist. I love the Juicebox playlist. It is not stream fodder though. Unfortunately, I apologize. But the Juicebox playlist is great. When I'm walking around, just like getting my coffee and stuff, I listen to the Juicebox playlist. That thing is gas. I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna type in PS2 era jungle. And I'm gonna click on the first video that comes up. PS2 era ambient jungle D&B 2 hours mix. Someone remind me in 2 hours that the mix has died. Go to the start of that one for me. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Onion or a one AOK. What? You got me speaking in tongues, Pyle. What does that even mean? Eurobeat playlist after? Eurobeat playlist. I have to be careful with the playlist that I select because some of them are a little bit too lock-in. Like if I put on the J-Core playlist, I'll never talk to any of you again. The game will be completed, but I might as well just turn off the stream. You gotta like strike the balance of lock-in versus lock-out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I needed one more button to come back to that. I changed my YouTube thing. Okay, it's all good. Good point. Thank you. I'm glad that you agreed with me. I won't ban you now. Okay, so this is relatively the game. I'm gonna get another tile set for us. Can I, like, you can just keep adding more tile sets, right? No one gets mad at you. So if I wanted to do like soil tiles, I could just pop that in, right? I can just do this. I can just do this. Why can't I just do this? Tile set, because I have to go to the tile set, of course. With this in our mittens, we can draw some like, what have I done? Oh, it's targeting the control. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. Goodbye. Boop. You get you set up on the whole different music from YouTube than on Twitch thing. I set it up. I set up the thing. So now in the YouTube video, you won't hear the VOD or the music from the VOD because that was really bad. Something like this. A little bit of a wavy path to get to your dye forge. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That looks close enough. And then RNG me, scattering, I don't know, 4. Just, oops. Get a little bit of this going. Let's just get some random grass elements going so we have a little bit more life out here. This, something like that, yeah. A little bit bloonsy at the moment, that's okay. I did want it to have a slightly darker tone, but again, because I'm basically ripping the whole game from Gemcraft, but you know, it's okay. This'll do, we can always change the thing. Why did I draw a... No, it's not what that is. It's not what that is. But alright, fine, to appease you, I will draw... Why didn't that just like do the whole thing? Alright, erase the whole thing. Erase. Guys, I'm gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna have to redraw the whole map now. Cursor me. This thing me. Wait, what? Oh, just don't be on erase. 40, so 30, what did we say? 40 by 30? 40 by 30? Am I stupid or does the random tool not work the way I think it does? I'm gonna try that again. Should be just like this. There we go. Yeah, that works. Okay, there we go. That's much better. We're gonna do this now, and I'm gonna draw a line. For a moment, Sky was a weatherman? What do you mean by that? Dude, that's still the wrong tool, man. This, and I want to draw. There, is this path better for y'all? There, something like that. How's that look? That's a video game. I can see it. I can see it. I mean, it's got some holes in it, which is a bit unfortunate, but nothing a little extra patching up can't fix. Something like that. We obviously also need to do the thing where like the enemies can pathfind on certain layers. That's a shoe. It is a shoe. It do look like a shoe. Well, whatever. It's the shoe map. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You have an issue with it? Aha! Shape of Italy, map. Okay, fair. Listen, we just gotta put the thing in the thing, little bro. Maybe I'm being too crazy with it. What if I just hear me out on this one, since every time I try to be fun and creative, I get made fun of. We'll just here you go. Ready? Wait. I'm just gonna do this for it. What? No, select the whole thing. Yeah. No, select the whole. There you go. The simplest tower defense map ever. It's just a big old loop. Big old loop. Out of the map should be boot the game. Why do y'all hate me? It does keep looking phallic no matter how I draw it. How is that possible? Okay, how about something like this? That looks like a crab? Like a little pincer? No? Can you make a square map? Like a spiral map? We could do like a spiral map. Something like this. Something very like early, like Webkins posting with that game where you shoot the marbles into the thing. Yeah? I think you might be onto something here. This is pretty good, actually. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's pretty good. I'll give it up. I want to have spots that are like grassy and spots that aren't grassy, so I'm going to do a little bit of a market manipulation here. Do a little bit of this. Do a little bit of this guy. Make it so that only parts of it are really flowery. Do it a little bit less noisy, since I apparently don't know how the scattering thing works, which is a bit of a bummer. do it by hand a little bit. Okay, how's that look? How's that? Now it's pi rated. Okay, so sweet, that works. Next, we need towers. Okay. We also don't have any like scripts yet, but I want to like make, I know vertical slicing is a real thing, but I want to like make the game from the UI up this time instead of the other way around. And I don't have like, you might ask Skygray, what's your justification for such a decision? I don't have one. Just bear with me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, no worries. So, okay. Let me think about this for a moment. Well, we need like dice because that's the whole, that's like the thing. That's like the point of the game. So let's go to Asprite and just cook up some really simple versions of dice. I think that'll work well in our favor. Okay, let's do that. And then we can, how big are the tiles? How big would the dice be? So the tiles are currently 25 pixels, but I don't have the specifics yet. I apologize. For the dice, compared to the tiles, the dice need to sit in the tower. So maybe actually this is not enough to play with. I'm all of a sudden thinking that this is not enough space. What I mean, 25 pixels, like 25 by 25. The tiles are 25 by 25 pixels. What do you mean what? Just am I speaking in tongues? It's 25 pixels. I'm confused. I'm scared. No. Okay, so I do not think that this is enough like stuff to work with. I think I want to make the tiles slightly larger. I think. So what would that look like? So instead of sure, it's not 5 by 5. What tile set uses 25 by 25? I don't know, man. I just put the thing in the thing. You're right, actually, they're 16 by 16. Now that I thought about it for more than 1 second, you're completely correct. It's 15 by 15. Or sorry, 16 by 16. I want like, not paint. It's not what I meant to open. How about Asprite? File new. We'll just say 16 by 16 as our background. How'd I get 25? Because that's what I scaled them to. Because that's like the UI resolution. So we would want to have the tower be something like this, I guess. Like take up this much space so you could still see the grass underneath. My idiot brain coloring it gray. What am I doing? Something like this dimension. Maybe you have like a darker spot here to like insinuate that it's a tower. Like at a stone or something. I don't really know. Can I do something like this? This is just placeholder. Don't worry. This doesn't need to stay like this. I do think that this is maybe not enough to work with. Now that I'm like looking at this more critically. Maybe we want to bump it up one. Go 32 by 32. I think 32 by 32 is the resolution I want to work with. But then in here is going to be the actual like die. So we'll use a purple one because that'll be the first die that we make. We can do something like this is the D4. Something like this, I think. Obviously it should be a little bit better balanced, but something like that. It kind of looks like I'm just making a Triforce. Discord. That was fast. 32 by 32 die shape. You want to go there? How did you already have these? Did you make these right now? What if the dice were 3D? That'd be sick. You like rotoscope it, like Nubby's Number Factory style. The like 3D 2D thing. These are like perfect, and I think the way I want it to work is when the tower rolls a die, this will pop up above it with the result of the roll. So yeah, that'll work. These will work for 32 by 32. We do not have a D20, but that'll work. The stream's been on for 50 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate the information. You're a real one for that. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that'll work. That'll work. D20 is the last one. I don't know if I even want to get up to D20. I feel like in D&D, D20 is like a sacred thing. They're in order. Well, this is the same. Confused. I'm so confused. Oh, how do I do it so fast? Oh, I see. I understand it. I don't even think I want a D20 though. I think D20 is actually like too much of a jump. So, okay, something like this. So we'll bump this up to 32 by 32. And again, it needs to just be like 1 pixel away from the edge. Why can I not see the... Oh, because it's the same color as like the default A-sprite thing. Right. Line tool me. Something like this. The unfortunate part about this is it actually means that you only have 30 by 30 pixels to work with. D20 like the same silhouette. You might have to add like for the D8s, you might have to do like, maybe the D8's fine, but for like the D10, you might have to do a thing where like you have shading on part of the die. So like if you have like something like this is just a hypothetical die. You would do something like this. Well, we need to show the face though. So something like this, I guess. Don't worry, I'm doing a thing. Cool. I don't really know exactly how you would do it, but it's in the works. All right, I trust. Something like this for the tower. And then we can do the same thing where we have like, make it like this gray, and then I don't know, some boxes, because I'm not good at doing things. Like that. Well, the problem is if the gems are 32 by 32 though, this won't fit. Because once you have like the outline for the tower and this thing, you reduce the space of the things down to like, what is that even? 32 minus 4, so it's 28 by 28. The dice can only be 28 by 28? That's super awkward to deal with though. 28 by 28 is like kind of an ass resolution, no? I suppose we could have the dice be 32 by 32. The tower then needs like the 3 pixels of, or maybe let's just do 4, why not? 4 pixels of buffering, and then the grass gets an extra 2, so the tiles are actually 38 pixels? Tower 38 pixel, or like square 38 pixel, tile 38 pixel, tower 36 pixel, 4 pixels of buffer, gem goes in the tower. Give me colors though. You can manage 28 by 28. Go ahead and make a 32 by 32 and a 28 by, like, for one of the dice, just try it both ways and see if it, like, I'm worried about the higher ones getting cooked by a really weird, like, divisor. Because if you slice 28 by 4, you get, what is that, like 7 pixels on a edge, which is really awkward. Whereas if you slice 32 by 4, you get a nice even number. You get like 8, which cleanly divides. So it's okay if the squares for the towers are slightly larger. That's fine. We can, like, the tile set actually itself can scale to whatever thing, and the pixels won't even look that weird because it's mostly going to be hidden behind the towers anyways. But something like this, and then we can have like one extra one to show the depth of like the tower, like the bed of the tower where the gem actually sits, or something like that. Minecraft? Close. It's Gemcraft. We're remaking Gemcraft. I realized that, like, I was like, no, it's different. And then, like, the more I talked about, the more I realized it's kind of the same game. But that's honestly not a bad thing. And, like, we're doing extra stuff with it. We're not just literally making the same game. And we're making it a little bit of a roguelike. And that's all that games have ever been. It's just the same thing over and over. So it's all good. Parallel creation, he said, having played the original game and knowing that this is very well not parallel creation. It's mostly just recreating a thing that's already been created, but use it as a springboard, you know, make something that already exists and then make it your own or something like that. I don't know. That sounded reasonable. The dice are already by 28 by 28. I guess the only one that would matter is the square die, because these ones are already fine. Is there any way to have the die faces be like more visible that they're a die? Does that make any sense? Let me see if I can find an example of like what I would be thinking about. Pixel art. Right, pixel art dice. Square one's 26 by 26. That works. I almost would rather have something like this. Like the pair, like not like this is not as good. I think I would rather have something like this. And then the one on the top is like, maybe if I do like D&D pixel art dice. This is closer. Maybe something like this. Those aren't great. That's not bad. Something like this. That's pretty close to what I would be thinking of. This is like kind of fancy. I fuck with that. Wait, Lunix? I'm not sure I understand the question. I apologize. A set of dice. Just something more than like the things like face up at you. The problem is you can't do it consistently, right? Because if you do like the front side of a D10 obviously works because you can see these from a top-down view, but like the top of a D4 is the tip of the triangle. Like there's nothing there. It doesn't quite work super consistently. This kind of style could also work. I think of the group. Huh. That's literally Lunix, right? What do you mean? What is Lunix? Who is Lunix? I'm confused. I'm sorry. I think this one is my favorite. Just hold on, Mr. Gray. Okay, holding. And then you just have the one face be the actual numbers. It will get tricky with like tilting sides of the faces to have the correct numbers on them, but I guess the way that the thing works is it's just whatever number's up at the top. Arch user spotted? No, I'm a filthy Ubuntu user. Oh, Linux. I'm stupid. No, I use Ubuntu, not for streaming because. Why don't you use Ubuntu for streaming? Because it's hard and everything breaks all the time. Well, you use Windows, isn't everything hard and break all the time? Yeah, I know, but it breaks a little bit less on Windows. Well, if you just install the right drive. Shut up, I know, you're right. Okay, I just don't want to change. That's the real answer. Windows don't break, barely does. You and I have had a clearly different experience with this operating system. Hey, Miss Stuff, how's it going? Listen, Linux users, you like Rust users. I know you're right. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about how annoyed do I want to make myself before things are better. And sometimes I just can't cross the fold, you know? I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go through it all. You want a Linux user? Go watch Mesaka. Hey, that whole setup is Linux. Use Arch for 2 years, it was definite experience. Like, the thing about like Ubuntu and Mint is like that shit is just a nice little on-ramp. It just kind of just works like an operating system. It's kind of nice. Arch, I don't know. That's you're swimming too deep into the bare metal swimming pool, and if you grab onto me, we're both gonna drown. To Linux users, it's absolutely about being right and wrong. True. Ubuntu is slow though. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it worked though. But it works, and I love that. That's my favorite part about Ubuntu. Is when I turn on Ubuntu and it's like, hey, you want a GUI? It just works. Here you go. Hey, you want to open terminal? I hit button terminal, and it just opens terminal. Now does Firefox crash literally every time I boot up my PC right now for some reason? Yeah. Do I know why? No. Am I gonna figure out why? Seems unlikely. But you know. Arch is good for learning Linux on the lower level, but a bit higher level than Gentoo and LFS. True. You can go pretty hard in Linux. And like, I do prefer it for development. Streaming is harder on Linux. But you just install that. I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm aware. You can do it all. It's just that I don't want to do it all. Sometimes I want someone to do like half of it for me. Okay, well these are cool. It's creeper dice. I love that. That's cute. Aww. Anyway, sorry, what were we talking about? Right, we were making a tower defense with dice. Okay. So, something like this. We just need to be able to see the parallax on the thing better. We need to make like a tower. Can you just do your little video game? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, okay. Maybe We need to have these like every 2 or something. This is again just a placeholder because Versati will cook up something much better than I could ever imagine or produce myself. And I will send them back to the coal mines to do our bidding and make more things for the stream until their work is complete, which it never will be. Or something like that. I don't know. Something like this, maybe? What? Why did I get nothing? And then like in the middle, something like this? Getting bullied by chat? Oh, you should have seen it when there was a wheel. you think this is bad? They've been much worse. Next comment. Yeah, where is the wheel? I don't. It's broken. It's in the garage. I'm fixing it. That was the voice of acceptance. Something like this. I don't know. Yeah, rotate me 90 degrees. Why don't you? Does it look like a tower? It sure does. Does it have like weird asymmetry to it? It sure does. And then I'm gonna hit you with the piece de resistance. Zoop, 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 zoop. Holy shit, he's done it. Good enough. Rotate me 90 degrees? Oh my god. I get all dizzy. Don't do that, please. Maybe we even make like a darker one here. Nope, that's not what I meant to. Well, actually, that didn't look bad. Something like that. That's close enough to a tower. And look, I'll even. How do I do it? What's the square tool? It's U. Give it a little bit more depth, you feel me? That somehow ruined the entire illusion. I don't even know how that happened. Rectangle tool? Oh, it's because this is the same color. If I turn this green, it'll make sense, right? I mean, I don't want to say yeah, but also I'm just relaying what my eyes see. I don't know. Something like that's fine. Look, that's okay. It all works. Slice a little bit off the top. You should use the line tool. Yeah, probably. Can you not just like erase with the line tool? I didn't know that actually. I thought you could. That's bad. That's better. Don't use green. I'm not literally using green. It's just like I needed to stand in for the grass. So don't worry. Don't worry. That is good enough. Export as. We're gonna call this. We're gonna go to projects. We're gonna go to my local disk. Where is all my stuff? Users, me, projects. Wild Jam 80. Godot. How did I call it new game project? Don't use colors, don't use computer, walk away, surely. You might be the most reasonable person here. This will be not quite assets per se. This will be what if I just say towers? I'm just gonna call it tower. We can sort this later. Temp tower.png. And remember, nothing's more permanent than a temporary sprite. Okay, so we can like put a thing in here. Something like that. Just throw that down. It kind of already looks fine, actually. Something like this. There you go. Yo, Alkaline, what's going on? Welcome in. Do I play any esport games? Technically speaking, Sound Voltex has an esport team, so yes. Am I on that team? No. Do I want to be? Yeah, pretty bad. Will I ever be? Stay tuned for the next season of Skygray attempts to be really good at Sound Voltex. Tries really hard, by the way. Yo, the Fimsh. You know what? I apologize. My script is a little bit delayed when it comes to greeting Alkaline with Fimshes. So you see, the problem is I have 2 monitors, right? And so because of that, the Fimshes start on the left side of my screen. So they're currently migrating over. You can't see it. Only I can, obviously, because they're on the second screen. I only stream my main desktop. What do you mean I don't stream like the actual game editor that I'm in? I stream literally my entire desktop capture. Look, I like to live dangerously, but oh my god, look, here they come. Yo, wait. Yeah. Hang on a second. Why won't it let me? Yo, paint. Let me like switch screen. Yo, here they come. Yo, it's the Fimshes. Yo, hey, Fimsh. Oops. Rotate 9. Oh, and there they go the other way across the screen. Yeah, the Fimshes. Woo. No, don't maximize the fit. Paint, you're ruining the illusion that I set up so carefully. How could you do this to me? There you go. The Fimshes are here. Thank you for feeding the Fimshes. If y'all don't know Alkaline, you got to check out Alkaline. I'm going to shout you out. Actually, Maybe I shouldn't, because I hate when people do this to me, but I don't know. There you go. Have it anyways. I'll do that. It's the reason I don't talk in Booyah's chat anymore. I'll talk to them on stream or like in Discord or IRL, but as soon as they're on stream, I'm like, nope. I don't need that in my life. Those fish are as real as birds. Now you're cooking. Now you're talking. Speaking of talking, I need to take a quick break from doing so because I need to run ads. I'm sorry. Twitch makes me do it. Jeff Bezos is in my house right now with a gun, and he's handed me these cards to say that Amazon is a good company filled with good products, and maybe also don't tax their digital services. I don't know why he added that part, but it seems scribbled in very hastily. So I will be right back, and then we will do more of the thing. But of course, while I'm gone, I don't want to have you stare at nothing. That'd be tragic. Could you imagine? I will show you Subway Surfers gameplay 10-hour loop, because I'm benevolent. So I don't know how to like explain what is about to happen here, but I have used the 10-hour loop playing Subway Surfers for the entire time that I've been streaming and like playing ads. I don't want to check the math on this, but we're almost to the end of the video. That's kind of crazy. It's like the same video. Look at how far in we are. Is there even more Subway Surfers to be had? A little bit. I guess sometimes I like leave it up and yap over it. So fair enough, I suppose. Sorry, I'm a little bit worried that 10 hours of my entire streaming career have been someone else looping Subway Surfers. I'm just not sure I was ready for that, but I'll be right back. There you go. You enjoy this for the remaining nine minutes of it that we have. Then we'll have to switch back to Minecraft parkour, obviously. Okay, I'll be right back. I have an absolute heater on Sky Gray Snack Bingo today. I'm pretty sure this is fundamentally unguessable. Like, I don't even think we would print cards with this on it. I went to the store. This wasn't even today. I went to the store recently. And there's one thing in Japan that I have never been able to find, and I don't really know why. There's lots of foods in Japan that just like don't exist, and lots of like better foods that do exist, so it's, you know, bad trade-offs or whatever. Banana covered in peanut butter? No, that's like a pretty regular one. That one, I mean, that one's also just gas, by the way. I found olives. They're like, what are they called? Like Kamehameha olives or something like that. They're olive, and they have the things inside them. I don't know. I have not had olives in so long. I was dying. They're so good. I also have part of a blueberry cream cheese bagel that I didn't have time to finish earlier today before I went rock climbing. Which is a weird combination, admittedly. Like, this is not the best charcuterie board ever assembled, but not even on pizzas? I hadn't considered the on pizzas angle. Yo, Astatin, how's it going? Welcome in. I lurked your stream so hard yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Like, I'm pretty sure I was there the entire time and I typed one message and it didn't really land the way I meant it to, and I was like, cool, I guess I'll just never type ever again. I guess I'm done. I don't need to do it ever again. Isn't that great? It's not your fault. I'm just bad at typing. You're just like, you read it and I was like, oh, I want to die. Thanks. I'm good. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Let me make it perfectly clear. It's entirely my fault. I promise one day I'll work up the courage to type one more message in your chat, but not for a long time. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. I still enjoyed the music a lot. And all of the sick as fuck emulator. It's not an emulator. I should know better. You're literally like coding an entire Game Boy operating system. It's rad. But I did watch you make a treasure chest for like an hour and it was fantastic. Anyways. We're so back. We're so back. It's no longer ad time, BRB. Now it's just the me time. B, I guess. Get this guy out of here. I still cannot believe we've let this video run for 9 hours and 45 minutes. I really hope that means I like left it on in the background at some point. Also, if you guys haven't watched Nigel and Marmalade, go watch this. It's one of my favorite YouTube shorts ever. The whole series, all of them. Anyways, we have a problem. We have several problems. The first one is that we do not have our filter settings set correctly. And we need to fix that like immediately. Project settings. Filter. We're gonna say nearest, I think is the way. Yep, it's nearest. I always forget. It honestly looked better blurry, but please remember this is placeholder art, so it's okay. Next question. Should this snap to the grid? Nah, that's lame. What if you want to move it later? I don't want to have to snap it to the grid. Then it'll be all like gritty and stuff. On the flip side, if we do snap to the grid, we could play this game with a controller. That's kind of cool. That's not bad. That's a neat thing. I like controllers. Well, yeah, I like controllers. Plus it's more accessibility. And do I have time in 1 week to like add controller support? Let me worry about what gets into the final version of the game, okay? The answer is no, but you know, it could be yes. I was like really good at this. Unfortunately, I'm only as good at this as I am. A period. That's the end of the sentence. So instead, we'll just do it freeform. You just play with the mouse and keyboard. That's okay. So how exactly do we want to do this then? How long is the jam? So technically until next Sunday. However, it's only 7 days for me because I have to take 2 days off this week. Holy shit, that's so sick. Wait, that's amazing. Okay. I'm like, you did the thing that I wanted you to do, but you don't have the die face showing, but it looks even better that way. That legit just looks better than the way I thought to do it. That looks so good. Wait, that actually looks like super sick, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I love that. That's incredibly smart. Have you like done like this specific dice thing before? How'd you come up with that? Because it's like, oh man, if I was good at GDC talks, I'd have to think about like, the representation of the design is actually antithesis to the way that you would understand that the die would show the thing on the face, but fortunately for the player, it has like a more consistent messaging and view for the player to understand things based on the past principles of understanding that like the numbers need to be forward facing on the text thing, but it still retains the identity of the original characteristics of the die that it's trying to represent, or like whatever, or something like that. But I don't really know how to explain that looks really cool, and isn't like it. You know what I'm trying to say. I have not, but I think that one single dimension 20 show I saw years ago did something vaguely similar. All right, I'll take it. Brother, what? What part of that was unclear? With the silhouette and the number on it? We need a Pat Skygray redeem? Don't worry. Don't. So, Listen, don't be mad at me. Don't, or I guess maybe do. We generated that on the spot was unclear. Sometimes you just let the brain take off. I do feel like my mind, let me finish. I do feel like my brain goes a lot faster than my like mouth allows it to. Not in a way that's like I'm really smart, but in a way that like several thoughts are trying to get out the door. I'm choking. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough into the mic. Like a lot of thoughts in my brain. Sorry, still choking. Give me 1 second. I'll finish this thought. It's kind of making my own point for me a little. Okay, I can breathe again. I think like 7 thoughts will be in my head at the same time, and they all get to the door like at the same time, and then like my brain has to be the bouncer to be like, you're cool. The rest of you need to stay back here. But oftentimes, like the words for both of them could just make one sentence together if I really let them. Tell me which is which. This is very clearly a D10. This is very clearly a D12. Oh, you say the D8 and the D10 are too similar. I don't think so. The D10, the only thing with the D10 is that sign is a common ADHD thing. The one that gets me is if I drink coffee 7 times out of 10, I lock the fuck in. If I drink coffee 3 times out of 10, I become the sleepiest bear in all of Sleepy Town, and I don't get to pick which time will happen when I drink the coffee. I just have to roll the dice. It's just whatever happens. It's not up to me anymore. The worst part is if I don't drink coffee, I want to drink coffee. So I'm going to drink coffee no matter what. Even though 3 times out of 10, it is the world's strongest sedative. Nothing better than a sleep after coffee. It does hit insanely good. Like if you have the coffee sleeps, like the coffee sleepiness, that nap, you wake up, you feel like you're ready to fight the sun or God or both at the same time. Why not? I'm ready. Coffee does not seem to work on me at all. Only energy drinks work. There's a Chubby Emu video that you should watch about that, I think. Then maybe you need to like take vitamin B12 or something. I don't remember the exact conclusion, but or maybe just eat more calories. I do find that oftentimes I get very sleepy when I don't eat enough food, which is confusing to me because so like I'm a human person and we have a thing for hungry. It doesn't need to be sleepy. It can just be hungry. You can just make me hungry. I'll go get food. Why would you make me sleepy? That's the nap one. Why are you doing this to me? We're all on the same team here, man. Okay? If I'm hungry, I can fix that. If I'm hungry, and I'm sleepy because I'm hungry, I don't know what you want from me. So then I'm like, am I actually sleepy? I don't know, man. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna see how we feel. We're gonna play it by ear, I guess. Don't understand coffee sleepy at all. I think that's like good. I think I'm happy for you about that. That sounds healthy. That sounds like coffee maybe just like works the way it's supposed to. Once I woke up, got to work, drank a liter of energy drinks and fell asleep at my desk. A liter? Sorry, I just wasn't ready for that part of the sentence, I guess. That's a lot. Like, I don't know if you should be doing that. Or maybe you should, but then like get a sponsorship or something. I don't know. That worries me. Caffeine can kill you. It's kind of hard. Well, it's really hard, but it can. My thing is if I drink too much coffee, I just have like a panic attack instead. So I guess that's like my self-defense mechanism is then I can't drink any more coffee because I think I'm dying. I was a student in my defense. You're forgiven. I'm not mad at you. I just would prefer if you don't do that again. I don't want to like not have you show up in chat anymore. Oh no, now you're under obligation to continue showing up in chat because if any day you don't show up in chat, I'll be like, I guess he went for the 2-liter record. That's a little morbid. Okay, so This is our little tower thing that we're gonna use. Rasati, I'm just gonna yoink one of these because I need a placeholder. Do you wanna just pass me a D4? D12 makes that shape, which is weird. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Neat. Can you send me like just the D4 sprite real quick? If you're still here. And I can use that as like the thing to put on top of the tower. Again, I'm still vertical slicing, but I wanna build like top down this time instead of bottom up. I feel like bottom up was good, but I had a thing where like I was getting too into the mechanics. Well, game should have this color scheme. I think you're right. It is like more wizardy. Oh, dude, I want to do the what's the effect where like yeah. Let's do it. Let's make the whole game like this. Like fuck the tile set. We want to have what's the effect? Oh shoot, it's in a Baba Is You, I think. This like fuzzy, like weird, like animation drifty stuff. Can I get like a video? I think you're totally. Can I get like a video? Can I get like a video? Can I get like a GIF? GIF me. GIF. Do the thing. Yeah, this like drifty thing. I think the way you do it is you just have all the tiles be animated or something. So maybe that's a little bit too much. But I like it. I like hand-drawn squiggly lines. Yeah, but like, okay, so instead of so let's go back to this. What if? Okay, let me go to A-Sprite real quick. What combination of things did I just accidentally type into? I think I want to have like the retro 2D graphics actually, now that I think about it. That's 16 by 16. I'm gonna yoink this. Does A-Sprite let you? Can you do this in A-Sprite? Kind of. You do new. I know that you could just theoretically give me the color palette, but just hang in there, okay? If I drop her this, it'll give me the right color, right? One must imagine Sisyphus rolling the dice. So true, so true. +2 this man. Actually, maybe I want this to be the background. So what if the entire game is this? It's this background. Is that just black? No, it's slightly better than black because Rasati is a professional. Or maybe this color instead. Sent D4, my hero. The entire game is this color. The pathway that the monsters go down will just be tiles that look like this. And then we can even add like animation to this. What's that? How do you add a frame? New frame. New frame. Darker one is better. You like this better? You could do something like this too. Have the path be like slightly highlighted. Something like this. Something like this. I only did that on frame 3, huh? Oops. And then, I don't know, for this one, maybe you have it just wiggle a little bit. If you do it this way, it'll look like it's constantly flowing forward, which is kind of cool. Although now I feel like I've lost the top like wiggly line, so that's not going to make any sense, I think. No, you don't want it to just go forward. You actually want it to have like some wiggle, some. It's like the snap, crackle, and pop. Is that the things beyond acceleration? We're going to do a little bit of this. I think the way you do that is you just alternate which one is actually like having the direction changed on it. Let's refer back to our source truth GIF. Baba is GIF. Look at this. So how does the ice work? How does the ice work? Let's look at the ice specifically. This. Well, for one, they have more than like 1 pixel changing, which is we might need to do, but it looks like it just like you just wiggle it just like a little bit. How many frames is it in total? Literally 3 frames, huh? That's it. Yo, Churra Chomp, hello. How are you? Churra raid. It's my favorite kind of raid. Wait, no, my favorite kind of raid is raiding Churra. This will be a second best raid. Hi, my name's Skygray. I've spoken English for 28 years. Well, Let's be honest. 24 years of my life and I still can't pull it off. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, so we can do like a 3 frame-ish thing with this. Do a little bit of the wiggly ways. What were you working on, Shara? Are you still working on the RPG, the turn-based RPG? Why, yes, I lurk your stream all the time. In fact, I think my sub has renewal. I just haven't typed anything in your chat. I'm pretty sure if I go to your stream right now, it'll say you can celebrate your like a millionth. You're still here. Where's my thing? It's not here. Dang it. I was gonna resub, but I think I still already am subbed. I don't really know how Twitch works. There you go. Skill issue? That's what I'm saying. I need to pick my streams better. Something like this. That's a little wiggly. Let me do the same thing for the bottom one. Struggling at multiplayer? You're doing multiplayer? That's fucking crazy. You've come so far in 1 year. It's actually insane. Already doing like multiplayer. Also the fact that you like made the entire game that you were making, the first one. Something like this. What if I just, I'm gonna clip this. That's a little fast. How do I set the frame rate to be lower? Is there a way to do that? First frame, opacity, new. I don't remember how to do this. 16 by 16 or 32 by 32? Let's do 32 by 32. Apparently this is how they get the effect of animated sprite. Make 2 or 3 versions of each sprite that are slightly different and swap between them. Adjust the speed of swapping the different sprites to change how pronounced the effect is. Yeah, I figured as much. That's why I was just making like this. But I did want to sort of copy like the... What have I done? I've clicked too many buttons. How do you set the frame rate? Frame... playback? Play preview and... Huh? Happy to see me again? I'm happy to be here again. I'm happy to see you not wait, okay, let me finish. I'm happy to see that you didn't like fully quit and that I still get to see you stream. Huh. Right click each frame. Sell properties? On the numbers. Oh, frame properties. Duration in milliseconds, yes. We're gonna set them to be 200 milliseconds. So now let's see what it looks like. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Put this even higher now. Frame properties, maybe like 250. Let it rip. Something like that. So this will be the path that the monsters walk down. Obviously, to us, it'll just be one squiggly line or whatever, but this is the way that the path will work. So we need a straight piece, and then we need a curvy piece, and that can just be good enough for us. I don't think we need to get any more crazy than that. That'll be plenty. Make it 1 millisecond. So as much as I want to like perform the Pokemon Porygon episode on my Twitch chat, I think I will pass on that this time around. But I appreciate the suggestion. don't get me wrong. Okay, let's make one more of these then, and then it'll have to. It has to sort of be in between this and the last one though. How do you do that exactly? Because if I adjust this out like further, it'll make it look different from this one too far. Maybe I copy this frame, right? What did I just do? What I just do this. Oops. Nope. Do this. Select. And then I go new frame like this. That okay. Thank our Lord Skygrade. Let's not do that one. That I don't have to survive an attempt. What are you talking about, man? Are you okay? Okay, I understand. I kind of went into like, do you need to talk about it mode? You were piggybacking on. You were continuing the bit that I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on blast like that. I was about to be like, brother, go see professional help. Here's the hotline number. Like, it gets better, I promise. Yeah, or what? Something like that. Okay, so let's make one more wiggly frame. Maybe we make it, or we could do one more where it contracts a little bit. New frame like this. So this expands, right? This is expand, which means this should be shrink because I don't want them to be the same. Otherwise it'll look weird. Let's go to the first frame. Let's give you an extra friend. So something like this. Frame 2, we go to here. So it's expand and then shrink. What does it do on this side? Yeah, that's good. And then we go to here, which is the first frame again. And then we go to shrink. So this will become smaller. And this will become larger. So something like this. All right, just look at the top. Does that look okay? If this is the game. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. All right, let's fix the bottom up now. This is grow. Sorry, this is regular, grow, regular, shrink. Did I see your shrink? Maybe not the best time to... I feel like, I know maybe that it isn't, or maybe I don't, but it feels like shrink is like derogatory for some reason. And this one should grow on the bottom now. I am a little bit worried that now I have like symmetry between the top and the bottom, but hopefully it just looks fine. Let's take a look. Play it. Something like that for the path. Thoughts? Put a few of these together. Maybe we have a couple different variations of them. I think that'll probably work. Just another name for psychologist, no? I think so, but I don't know if it's like a mean word for that. I recently learned that masseuse and massage therapist are very different words, and I did not know that. I thought they were both people that did like massages, but no, you should say massage therapist. Manager chores, where did the day go? Yeah, but then you feel good because you did all your chores. So like, I can give it a round of applause for chores. Big fan of chores. Well, not doing them, but the feeling good about doing them, that I enjoy. Please clap. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clap, clappa, clappa. Anyone else remember GDQ circa 2018, 2019? I don't know. When was I in high school? No, 2019 I finished college. Fuck. I'm old. 2014? Yeah, that sounds more reasonable. Clappa. Sorry, I was just trying to get back to the Clappa thing. Ever watched GDQ? So I don't remember that. I wouldn't recommend GDQ now, I think, but GDQ did go crazy for a while back in like the first GDQ was maybe not that great, but then like GDQ 4, 5, and 6 were pretty good. And then they did this weird rule where they're like, we don't want to repeat games too often, which is, I like understand on a principle level, but I don't on like a practical level, because like outside of Freedom Planet, every other new game that I've watched at GDQ, I'm kind of like, what is it? I don't really know Tomba 2. I've never really heard of that game in my entire life. I'm sure some people loved it, but I was like, I'm not really fucking with Tomba 2. I apologize. But then it makes no sense. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because you're exposing like more, probably smaller communities, and you're like, as always with the situations, I assume they didn't just sit down and go, what is the worst possible decision that we could make? Let's do that. I don't think that's what people do in that situation. How's that? That looks really bad. I like the other version better. Go back to this frame. You can just chill. You don't need perfect symmetry in your life. Sometimes it's better to not have perfect symmetry. Sometimes all the bits shouldn't be wiggly. Now I see the top and the bottom have wiggly. Totally sounds like a reasonable assumption. It makes you feel better about the world sometimes in a way that I don't think is helpful, but you can make your own conclusion with that. Also, they don't need to necessarily expand and shrink at like the same rate. So, for example, here, am I maybe getting too in the weeds on something that's a placeholder? Yeah, a little bit. What are you gonna do about it, huh? Well, you actually have a lot of power in this situation. You can just like walk away or whatever. I can't stop you from doing that, but I would prefer it. I mean, I'd like it if you'd stay. Do something like that, maybe? What am I drawing right now? The path that the monsters will go on. Go here to here, to here, to here. I don't know, something like that. What does that look like? Yeah, get a little wiggly with it. Yeah, it's fantastic. So we have a bunch of these at like this thing, and that's the path that they walk on. Yeah, sweet. All of that is to say that this background is not what we're going with, so I'm going to delete it. If I just delete, I go like this. The road moves. I don't know. I just think, what the hell? I think it looks cool when there's like a little bit of a wiggly aesthetic going, and I wanna do a little wiggly aesthetic. For now, to get the game going, because we're doing vertical slicing, we're gonna do this. 29, 30 like that. What the fuck? Huh? Do this? Oh, I need the draw tool. I need the rectangle tool. I need the not eraser tool. Just so I know where our thing even is, I'm gonna draw our box here. Now onto the size of the grid. I think 40 by 30 is too much. Rip the spiral? Yeah, it's not going to be a spiral. 40 by 30 is too much. What is horizontal slicing if this is vertical slicing? I imagine horizontal slicing would be like getting one part of the game perfect, like getting the art for one piece done entirely. And again, that's not necessarily a bad way of doing it. It's just like vertical slicing lets you see if the game is fun really fast. Horizontal slicing is fine if you already have like a solid game concept and you just need to like you want to focus on like top-down design as opposed to like bottom-up design, I suppose. Cool. I'm gonna go to Aseprite actually real quick and just give ourselves the color of the tile. So we're gonna say this is 16 by 16, and we're gonna have two different colored tiles here. So this is the first colored tile, like that. And then I'm gonna make what do I want this to be? About 32 by 32, maybe just add more stuff to it later. Like this. Boom, that's our first tile. This is our second tile, it's the path tile. We're going to say here. Oops. Good enough. Just a color palette for now. Yeah. There you go. File, export as. Go here. Why does it always go to here? Oh, because this is the Aseprite default folder. That makes a lot of sense, actually, if you think about it. Unlike me, who did not. Projects. Wild Jam 80. Godot. New game project. Assets. Tile sets. This will be, I'll call it like void tiles, I guess. I don't know. And then later, if we simply upgrade this thing, we can re-import the tile set and have it be like animated tiles and stuff. Neat. Now we're gonna go here, we're gonna delete this. Delete. That's not what I meant. You deleted everything. You took everything from me. I wanna just delete this one guy. No, don't delete the node. I guess I don't really need to do it like this. Yeah, delete. There we go, okay. Tile set. We're going to add the void tiles. Yep. And then we can just cover the whole board in void tiles. Paint. Tile map. Go like this. Grab this tile. Become the void tiles. Yay! And then we can make a path. So we can do something like zoom. And now we have... They'll have better outlines in the real thing, but that's the general idea. Now I still think that the tiles are too small, but I'm gonna let it chill for now. I just had an idea. Dude, what if you don't need towers? No, of course you need towers. Towers are how you manipulate the dice, and the dice are chaos, and the theme is controlled chaos. You need the towers. Never mind. For now, let's not worry about the towers. Let's just worry about putting the dice, put the thing in the thing. Let me go to Discord. Let me look at the D4. Oh, so graciously open or given by Rosati. Open it, please. Aseprite. Do the thing. Aseprite. I clicked on open. Why do you hate me? Aseprite, what the fuck, man? Why aren't you working? Open. Yay! Oh, that looks so good. And I can put the text on top of this now for like the actual roll. Sweet. Okay, file, export as. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to change the name Rosati. I don't know what you're up to here. Don't I just have my projects pinned? I do. I'm gonna pin 80 actually because we're gonna be here a lot. Not pin to start. Where's like the pin to this thing? Whatever. I don't care. What if instead of towers we make Yahtzee Balatro? I never considered this thing, but we should make Yahtzee Balatro. This is gonna be the D4. Let's make a folder for the dice. Dice. Should probably capitalize it so it's even with everything else. Dice. The D4. For colors, I do need to have 4 different colors for this. So there'll be the regular, this is fine for the placeholder. Maybe these will be like the physical version damage of the dice, but I do want to have different elemental dice. So I do want to have like a purple dice for force damage, like a ice colored die for ice damage, shock damage, and fire damage. I think those are the 4 that I want to do. Maybe it's even better to just do like 3. The problem is like, I think you need ice. Ice is number 1. Ice is the goat. Ice is the thing that makes things go slower. You need ice. Shock is fun as hell. I think all 4 is fine. We could just do 4. So we need a purple one, like a light bluish one. Hey, Michael Joshua, what's going on? Like a light bluish one, a red one, and then like a yellow one. And then we also need to think about the colors of combined dice. Or maybe the combined dice are just half and half. Like the top half is one color, the bottom half is the other color. That's probably the way that we will do it. We can just layer the sprites. You can literally just slice the sprite sheet by the right in half and just use the top half of one and the bottom half of the other. That's fine. Or left to right could work too. I think top and bottom part works work. You can even split it on the diagonal actually, so you could do something like this and have the top half be red and the bottom half be yellow. I think that'd actually be pretty cool. Yeah, something like that. You deserve so many more subs, bro. You don't have to come here and be nice to me. It's okay. You're a great chatter moment, or you're a great streamer moment, but I appreciate it. Your videos are so well edited. I did not edit them. My secrets are revealed. I worked with an editor to help edit them because I originally edited the video. And I'm going to say this as politely as I can. I made a first edit of the video and it was horrible. Paid chatter, yeah. Michael Joshua, your PayPal, it should be confirmed now, I think. I just wanted to like let you know. It should be on the way. The $20 should be hitting the account anytime. Thanks again for showing up. I really appreciate it. Like, let me know if it doesn't clear though. I'll send it again. Cool. Okay. Let's put the thing in the thing. Where's our die? We got a dice here. We got a D4. Oh, that actually looks really nice. The resolution's a little... Why is the resolution a little cooked? I bet it looks better when I actually hit play. That looks so good. That actually looks so good. Could you imagine if the die was like... Risati, you can say no. But could you imagine if it was like spinning? Like if it was doing a little spin motion there? I think that'd be kind of cool. Still so good. That's so nice of you to say. Thank you so much for watching. I will say, I'm going to pull it up real quick. So I was talking to Risati about, we're going to talk about the video for a moment because I will be honest with you. If the next Godot Wild Jam wasn't coming up literally right now, I would not have posted the video because I don't know. So this makes me want to throw up. I'm so terrified of what's happening here. I think the script is like, I don't need to be here and like have a pity party. So I'm actually not going to do this, but thank you for watching. I also feel sick and I need to stop looking at that graph because if it keeps going up like that, I don't mean this as like a joke. I will throw up. Like it wouldn't be the first time. I'll do it again. Okay, so yeah, so something like this. And then we should be able to like pick this up and move this around. Or I guess we move the towers around. This is where like our dice tray will like sit. So you can put the dice over here. You can generate more dice. You can combine the dice together. And then that's how you upgrade the things. Okay. We need something to like shoot at. You have the power to make me throw up. When I posted the video, my heart rate was legit at like zone 4. And I did not sleep that night at all. Your video is going to go big. I hope it goes to 1,000. I hope it does not go to like 10,000. I would be really happy with 1,000. Saw it on your For You page? That's actually surprising. What will the enemies be? Damn, so I subbed. Again, the PayPal should be clearing any moment. Enemies, huh? Well, if the game is this color, the enemies... I think there's 2 ways you can do this. One, you go full Dome Keeper. The enemies are like pitch black, creatures of the night type deal. Like maybe they have like one red glowing eye or something. And it's hard to see them, and that's kind of the point. Like it's spooky, right? That's one direction you can go with this. The other one is they are super bright and they're like ghosts or something. Thematically, what makes the most sense? I think if we're in the spooky void as I've now decided with the color scheme that Rosati provided. Bars. I think it would make most sense to have things like the Dome Keeper enemies. So let's go look at them and see what they look like real quick, because I need to jog my memory for a moment. Dome Keeper enemies. But these guys are like pretty sick in that they're basically just silhouettes. So you could imagine a world, the enemies are also dice. Now you're cooking. You could imagine a world where this is the stuff you're fighting against. Basic shape enemies, look up infinite ode on Google Images. What is this? Infinite node? Infinite ode. What is this? This looks cool. This looks like a game I'd play the shit out of. What is this? This looks sick, dude. Cancel. Yeah, this is tight. They're also making a tower defense. Their tower defense also looks suspiciously like Gemcraft. I know what you are. Yeah, that looks clean. We could have the enemies be basic shapes. And that does fit the theme of the jam. So like, are you streaming on another platform? Yeah, I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So that's why you probably can't see the Twitch chat. And it sounds like I'm talking into the void. Or possibly to myself. This looks juicy. Yeah, this looks tight, dude. I'd play the shit out of this. I might like wishlist it. What the fuck? That has a skill tree the size of like the fucking... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What's the like world's oldest tree that's like 30 bajillion years old and has like a million roots or whatever? First one was like 2 megabytes on mobile, so I played the shit out of it. It has a huge skill tree. Dude, this thing is massive. I hope we're not accidentally making this game. Skill tree the size of my brain? I like your self-confidence, Temptic. I like it a lot. Basic shapes with Dome Keeper color pattern. Chura, you fucking genius. Chura, that's so smart. Chura, why aren't you a mod here, by the way? You should be. Skill tree is so giant, but every upgrade is like plus 1.2 attack speed. That does take a little bit away from it, unfortunately. I think it is cooler when skill tree... Like, obviously you need nodes to be like, +1 damage, right? Like, otherwise the game doesn't function. Not everything can be like, your character can do 37 backflips now, and also backstab people, and also teleport, and also has a shadow blade called the spooky knife, and you can use it to channel all of the harsh memories of your entire existence so that you can Dante spin with the Michael Jackson dance. It's 2 points. Yeah, so it makes sense that like some of the nodes need to be that. It does suck when like all of the nodes are that. Especially the worst offender is when it's like attack 1 and you fail at attack 1. You're like, oh, what do I unlock? And it's like, you unlocked attack 2. It's the same upgrade, but less now. Like, oh, okay. Glad I really worked hard for that. Appreciate it. So Dome Keeper style, but with basic shapes. Kind of do go crazy. What exactly does that mean for us? Honestly, it could just be like this. So the enemies could be like, yeah, just like triangle, square, octagon, hexagon. If the dice can animate, I think this will look insanely good. Because if the dice can animate, then that's what separates them. Like, that's the visual clarity between them and the characters in the game. Now, I don't want to overload you, Rosati. So if that doesn't sound like something that can be possible, I think it only needs to be like 3 frames. But Rosati, can you go back into the mines? The unpaid artist Rosati, hey, can you carry all of the hard work of this stream again? For those of you that don't know, Rosati is the artist of the channel, officially, I guess now. So whenever you see anything that looks at all good or polished or nice or even or pretty, just know that I had nothing to do with it. Ever since I was young, I yearned for the mines. Didn't they put that in the actual like Minecraft movie? That's kind of awesome. I haven't seen the Minecraft movie yet, but I really want to. I kind of do want to see it. I don't know. It seems like it could be. Seems like it could be fun. What I'd be worried about is going to see it and being like a 28-year-old dude in a theater full of either like 12-year-old kids or the parents of those 12-year-old kids. That maybe isn't really my vibe, but but I will lose my mind when they say chicken jockey. So there is that. Just asking, are your vids edited in CapCut? Because I noticed a transition that is in CapCut. The editing team that I'm now officially including myself on because I made like one edit, we use Premiere mostly. But I'm sure there's like quite a bit of overlap. Is CapCut free? Because I would recommend to anyone, do not use Premiere. As someone who's used Premiere for a long time, oh my God, use anything else, please. Jesus Christ, why would you? Don't go near that. Don't touch this program, please. Or pirate it. Remember, it's always morally correct to pirate Adobe products. Don't forget it. Premiere is clean. It is clean, and like it is professional as well. Edited my own movie with Premiere. Okay, sorry. Didn't know we had so many Premiere defenders here. Please, will someone think of the multinational corporation? Use CapCut because it's free. Perfect, yeah. I mean, there's so many good like open source like editors and stuff. So yeah. So now for 3 minutes, did I ask you something? Would it be possible to have like a 3-frame animation on the dice? So I need, the static images are perfect. Could you get them to spin? Like 3 frames and then it goes back to the like original frame. Here's what I don't know how to do in a clean way is how do you do an animation but still be able to have like the colors of like the sprites line? I'm not sure how to do that programmatically. I mean, obviously you can just make a new like a new color of the sprite every single time. That's obviously something you can do. That's probably what we'll end up doing to save time, but is the padding broken or is it endless padding? What are you talking about? Because I'm a jealous otter? I give them to you. I remove the disembodied head that I keep on my head to keep it warm, and I pass it on to you. I hope it's giving you good head pats for the time being. It's no longer with me. Like, it's alive. It's just no longer with me personally. Otter happy? I'm glad I can make you happy. I just want to make you happy. And make the red number go up. If you don't know, the red number is the Twitch number. If it goes up, I get, like, dopamine. It's really cool. Doubling, give it to the next person? I don't know if, like, doubling the disembodied hand is a good idea. Maybe, like, once or twice. But, yeah, not after that. By the way, if I'm ever on, like, a double it or give it to the next person, I'm always picking double it. Not because I don't want the money slash fame slash whatever. But because I want to be the guy that's like, wow, you're so generous that you'd like always pick double. But what they don't know is I'm actually setting up the situation now so that I appear to be generous, but I'm not actually doing it to be generous. I'm being it to be perceived as generous. There is a difference. Please understand. I will do anything for 7 views. Well, I guess if the challenge was, do you want like 5 views or double it or give it to the next person? You've put me in a real pickle on that one. Pick double it, make it worse for the person who made the challenge. It is funny when they're like, do you want $1,000? And they're like, double. And they're like, oh, you. And then they get to a dude that's like, do you want $500,000? And he's like, I'll pick double it. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming like 99% of them are fake anyways, so it doesn't really matter or have any bearing in reality, but it still is funny to me, like on a hypothetical level. I can have that. That's neat. Okay. Back to making video games. I'm going to make a simple enemy for us to shoot at, and I'm going to rip the color palette that Versati worked so hard on for my own personal gain. Enemy size 32 by 32. That'll probably work. And we just need a hexagon. Because hexagons are the bestagons. Grab this. Grab a line. How do you... Surely there's a way to just make a polygon in A-Sprite, right? There's a rectangle tool. Why isn't there a polygon tool? Hexagons are the bestagons? Me when I'm trying to defend why Civ 5 is the best one. A-Sprite. Polygons. Surely there's like just a way to do it. I guess, I don't know why I didn't think about this. You can just... Hey, listen. You can just draw a line. And then you can say, like, paste that. What the heck? You can just paste it. How many angles in a polygon? That doesn't make sense. What's 360 divided by 6? 60 degrees? Okay, thank you. This is not gonna work the way I think it is. Gonna go see you next video post. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you enjoyed the video. And I'm glad you have so much confidence in me because that makes one of us. If I do like this, you can see the vision of what I'm trying to create, no? There should be a way you can just like rotate. Maybe even if I don't know the specific things. You can draw with the line tool. Yeah, but then how do I get the angle? Like, obviously I can do like this, but how do I know where I'm supposed to be drawing to if I want to make a hexagon? I mean, obviously I need 6. Is that math? Oh god. Mom, pick me up, I'm scared. What if we make an octagon? Because that's easy, right? Because an octagon should just be half of this, right? You just like grab this guy and you go like this. And then you can like, you go like, yeah. Mom, pick me up, I'm scared. You go like this. And then you double it and give it to the next person. And then you double it. And then love math. I unironically do love math. So theoretically you need Pythagoras. I don't like that guy. He spooks me. I do love math though. I have a degree in mathematics, which makes this part very embarrassing. Octagons are not tileable. That's okay. It doesn't need to be. They just need to be like a dude coming to kill our dice forge. That's not equal to Pythagoras. It's close enough. What am I making? An octagon and a hexagon. I want to have enemies. And since the theme of the jam, or since one of the things for the jam is basic shapes, I think I do want to have enemies like this, where they're literally just like an octagon and a hexagon or whatever. Maybe even a circle. I don't know. Probably not a circle because they don't look good when you like tile them into pixel art or whatever. Close one hand that doubles every day, or one cheesecake that triples every day, except on prime number days when the number resets to 1. What? One hand that doubles every day, or one cheesecake that triples every day, except on prime number days where the number resets to 1. So the first day nothing would happen. The triples every, no, the first day you'd have 3 cakes, except on prime number days. When it resets to 1. Oh, do you mean like calendar days? You have not clearly defined the rules of your question, and therefore I can sound smart if I say, you have defined a question without like the adequate parameters for me to make an educated thing, and now I seem like I'm a genius. Calendar days, sorry. I don't know, in that case I'm gonna have to do some math. 360 divided by 8, don't be a real, oh, this is the easiest number ever. Guys, why isn't my idea working? Boop, boop. Like that. That's pretty hexagon-y. What if I just wait for Rosati to like make a hexagon? Yeah. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Don't worry. Let's instead use the disembodied head of the Godot engine as our enemy for now. That'll work. That'll work just fine. I need to clear my throat. I apologize. The problem with only streaming once every like 300 years is that my throat does not build up the tolerance that it used to have that I like streamed all the time, and so my voice just slowly dies, which is not good, and I need to take more breaks, but I don't want to because I'm making game. I love making game. Anyways, that's enough about my life. Okay, so let's have an enemy spawn here. He needs to follow the path. How does he know what the path is? One day I'll be gone enough to handle the world on my own. I'm not ready for that, so don't even introduce it that it's a possibility. There's a couple ways to do the path. There is one, we literally just programmatically create a path, and then the monster knows what tile it's on and what tile it should go to next. It's basically a linked list of paths. 2 is a path-finding solution. So we put the like walkable tiles on a different layer, and then it can just do like a pathfinding algorithm to see how it gets to the center. That allows us to do like branching paths and stuff. Path 2D. Yeah, that's more like the pathfinding thing. Get a hexagon image from the internet, paste it into Sprite, and use it as a base for your own hexagon. Holy shit. You might be fucking cooking. Hold on a moment. Copy. Go to here. No. Go to here. Yes. Open a new thing. It's big, so we're going to paste it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crop it. So we're going to just select like this. How do you, I want to go like that. I might get like the aliased bits all cooked up, but what if I just, no. No, I don't want to move the, okay, everyone's back. What are you talking about? I just want to adjust the size of the box. Does this adjust the size of the box? Do I not understand how A sprite works? I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a meltdown. What if we just go like this? And then we just say like, hey, Control C. Yeah, okay, that'll work. We go to a new one. We go to this. Then we paste it in, and then we say, nope, we resize you to 32 by 32. We can actually just do it here. 32 by 32. That's a hex. Oh, it got all stretched out. Just wand tool? That could work. Bro does not know the wand tool. I don't know anything. I'm dumb. I'm doing my best out here. Where's wand tool? I don't even see that shit. You gotta be like, you gotta have like your level 1 wizard license to even attempt wand tool. What if there's no way it works? What if? What if it could work? It didn't work. I made a tool to help draw hexagons. Thank you. Thank you. Diameter? You're asking me questions I don't even understand. Totally new to this. What kind of game are you making? Great question. Let's talk about the game that we're making. So, we are making... So, okay, first of all, welcome to the next Godot Wild Jam. The theme of the jam is controlled chaos. The chaos we have chosen to control is dice, because dice are fun, and they're random. That's chaos. Look up chaos theory. Don't worry about it. What's that? It has more to do with like weather systems and like temperature and like movement of air molecules in a box, and less to do with like randomness and things, and that's more of like a field theory. Shut up. So the chaos that we're controlling is dice. The game is going to work that you basically have like a die forge, and you can make new dice, but it's random what kind of dice you're making. Now, to control the randomness, to control the chaos in the dice, you have towers. You socket the dice into towers as part of the tower defense game. The towers then can get upgrades to help you control the outcome of the dice. So for example, we have a nudge tower that will +1 any roll that's less than the maximum roll. We have a exploding tower, which lets your dice explode. So if you roll the highest number on the die, it rolls another die and adds that to your total. We have a advantage tower, which means it'll always roll 2 dice and take the higher of whichever of the 2 dice it has. So that's the way that you control the chaos. And you can stack these things together, right? So you can have a +2 nudge tower with an explosion tower, and all of a sudden, like 90% of the time, you're having exploding dice or something. Something like that. And perhaps there's other ways you can manipulate the dice. Maybe there's one that says only even numbers. Only the top half of the die can be rolled. Only... when this die rolls its subsequent effects, those subsequent effects always get the maximum roll, something like that. What about legendary loaded / imbalanced dice? It's possible that the dice themselves could have these attributes. I had not considered this. So when you create your die at the forge, it has a random attribute that's rolled. It's not the towers that control the randomness, it's you putting the dice together that controls the randomness. The dice putting together part, so when you like have 2 d4s, you can combine them into a d6. That's so smart, you don't need a tower. So you make a die at the die forge for like 50 dice bucks, just hang in there. 50 gold, 50 mana? Totally understand what you just said? Cool. I'm glad to hear it. Don't worry, we only barely understand what we're doing at this moment too. Is the map going to be random? That would make a lot of sense. I don't really want to write that algorithm though, unfortunately. I think the map will just have to be like 3 or 4 randomly generated maps. You like dice bucks? All right, it's dice bucks. We'll roll with it. So the dice come with an attribute. Maybe that attribute is nudge. Maybe that attribute is explode. You combining the dice combines the attributes? I was wondering because I think you should just draw out the path. It looks smoother. Yeah, this isn't the final. I was just doing this for like visual, just as a visual thing. But yeah, it could be like this. And in fact, it can even be like 2 layers, so it has like a little bit more beef to it. It is admittedly a little bit hard to see what I'm drawing on right now. It's something like this. I do like making our own path, actually, now that I think about it, because we can make it spirally, and spirally feels more like wizardy, and wizardy feels more in theme with the game. So something like this for the path. That could work. It does make the like effects in the towers seem a little bit smaller. I'm so out of the loop. That's okay. That's okay. This is the thing about game jams is like, we don't have a clear picture of the game. We're going to keep changing it as we go. So just kind of glean what you can and hang out. Yeah, no worry. You don't need to, you don't need to understand everything, says guy who also doesn't understand everything. It's okay. We'll be blind together. My thing with this is like multiple maps are just one. I think start with one, maybe able to make the whole thing an A sprite instead of individually making the tiles. Do I want that? I would say in order, it would be, that would actually be cool. That would be really cool. How would I make the monsters follow the, they just wouldn't use the tile set. They would have like points on the map that they go to in a line. That could be sick actually. Wait. Yeah, you just do like, in that case, you would literally just say like, spawn here, go here, 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 here. Like you would just follow whatever map you draw. That would be sick, actually. In order, so okay, so Rasati, my priority for you right now is 1, the dice. You already made that, so good job. I'm proud of you and thank you. 2 is animating the dice to get them like spinning. 3 is the monsters. Yes, they are just going to be basic shapes. However, I still think there's like some detail you could do. Maybe you have like red eyes in the shapes or something, or maybe they spin or something. I'm not sure. You make a math function to make it spirally. Yeah. I was even thinking like you literally can just pixel perfect say like this is the first node, this is the second node, because then they would literally just like walk correctly. They would basically go point to point. We could just do like a, you literally do a list of waypoint. Like you can literally do this. Is it waypoint? Is it anchor? What's the is it marker? Yeah, you can literally do like just a list of markers, and then you could literally just like physically place the points on the map. So you say like you spawn, this is your spawn marker, and then like doop 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 doop, something like that. Would like to remind that you gave me the chance to reject the spinning dice request. Is it not possible to do the spinning dice? That's okay. You can, if you think spinning dice is not possible, then I guess map would be next. And then I can do the marker 2Ds on the map. One other thing that's huge for this one that I need to not forget, so please someone remind me. One of the biggest comments we got on the last jam, other than forgetting like half of the UI, was that there was no like sound effects. I'd make a programmatically make a path 2D, but that's just me being biased. So your solution is better. Like do not get me wrong, Gatrida. It is better. However, like for the game jam, this might work and be more flexible in a way. Like, I feel like there's trade-offs you make in this kind of development where it's like, does it work now? Is it more like programmatic? That's an easy one to make. Like you can obviously do it works now, whatever. But also like, is it more flexible of a design? Path 2D can be more flexible under certain circumstances, but if Rasati like tweaks one part of the map to like go up instead of down or something, and I'm doing it purely based on the image, marker 2D is actually easier. But it's just they're both totally valid. Like they're both totally fine. I don't think one way is more correct than the other. Except of course whichever one I pick in the end. Obviously that one's more correct, but I mean that goes without saying. Okay, cool. So how do we want to do like visual clarity between the dice and the monsters then? I guess the visual clarity can just come in the form of like how do I want to say this? Well, obviously like they're different colors, they do stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I want to do sound effects as well. Okay, so there's like quite a bit of things to think about here. What do I want to work on first? In terms of like vertical slicing, I think what we need to do, let's just play with the marker idea. Let's just say we're gonna do it with the markers, so that's fine. So we're gonna have a child node here. We're gonna call it this should be just a node 2D. We'll call this the path markers, something like this, and then we can just make a bunch of marker 2Ds here, and we can just literally keep them in a list. So let's call this marker. I will label them. They don't need to be, obviously. Something like this. And maybe this works out that it doesn't like look super great once you actually put it all together. Oops, not like that. What the heck? Maybe this doesn't like look pretty in the end, and we do adjust it and go programmatic, but I think it's okay. I'm very new to programming and listening makes my brain hurt. Don't worry. So the thing about programming is, well, the thing about learning anything, honestly, like when I first started programming and the first time someone showed me what a class is in Python, I literally like broke down. So I don't like worry about too much about trying to understand every little thing. To brighten your knowledge anywhere is to brighten it everywhere. So if you look at this whole stream and you glean nothing, at least next time when you hear the words again, you know that you heard the words and you know there's something you're like for your brain to latch onto. I doubt that that is the case, but I'm sure you will learn even a little bit, maybe not from me personally, but just trying to do like more stuff in programming, trying to just figure more stuff out. And I'll try to explain as I code as well. You'll get better piece by piece. Don't worry about trying to understand the whole thing all at once. A monad is a monoid in the category of endofunctors. Regenki, I have the best joke ever for you that I still don't understand after having completed a degree in mathematics. Adjunct functors are everywhere. I don't get the joke. I don't get it. But if you also want to know the joke, it's in the beginning of the book. I think it's like the Springer book on field theory. Springer no. What is functional programming based on? Category theory. Yeah. It's in this book. You can go read it. I don't recommend it because it's really hard. I read this book, Categories for the Working Mathematician. First of all, they're lying. You don't need these to be a working mathematician. Trust me, the shit in here will give you nightmares. Commutative algebra with a view towards algebraic geometry. Sometimes graduate texts in mathematics, we need to calm down a little bit. I will say this about math textbooks. The longer the textbook name, the safer the textbook is. Let me give you an example. I'll give you a little bit of an example. This book, Combinatorics and Graph Theory. That's a little bit to say, right? That takes you some time to get to the end of it. Right? This book is awesome. This book is like my Bible. This is one of my favorite books I've ever read. I studied it in college, and it's fantastic, and I own a hard copy of it. It lives in America, and I want it shipped over to me immediately because I love this book so much. This book makes me want to die. It's just called... Yeah, wait, this one. It's just called Probability. Do not open this book. Do not go near this book. Do not touch this book. This book will break you. This book will make you cry. This book starts with the bullshit where it's like, hey, if a vaccine has like a false positive rate of 1 in 100 and the disease has a 1 in 1,000 rate of occurring and you get a test and you get the false positive, what are the odds you actually have the disease? And like paradoxically, you're actually less likely to have the disease when you get a false positive. You're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Because the original percentage of getting the disease is actually so low that it's less likely for you to have the disease, or it's more likely for you to have the disease and get a false positive than it is for you to not have the disease, or than to have the disease and get a correct version of the test. And it starts there, and it only gets worse. But anyways, math is silly and stupid. What is he talking about? You have the correct attitude. Congratulations, you've solved the puzzle. Just stay like that. Your life will be much better for it. And like a marker like this. That's why I will study math. I mean, I studied math because of Day 9, so it wouldn't be the first time a streamer encouraged someone to study the field of mathematics. Like that. Is this hacky? Yeah. Do I care? No. Does it work? Yeah. Oops. That's the entire map. Will it be able to be transferred over to when Rasati makes their thing pretty quickly? I believe that it will, yeah. Could I be wrong? Would not be the first time. 12. We're going to do something like this. And then this. And then we'll just have the last marker in the list be the 1. And the nice thing with this too is we don't necessarily need to like lerp towards any of these or anything. We can literally just keep a constant speed and just say like walk towards this one, and then when you're about to approach it, go to the next one. The StarCraft streamer? Yes sir, I studied mathematics because of a nerd in his house making videos about StarCraft 2, and I'm very, very happy with it. Can you use line 2D or whatever it's called? There's like a line graph thingy? I didn't know, wait. Wait. I thought Path2D was like the package that you use to do like pathfinding algorithms. Am I stupid? Pause. What exactly is the path 2D? No. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. My friends, I may have cooked it. What's this path 2D node? No one's ever told me about it. Yeah, add element. Where's the element? Oh, it's over here. Oh, you can. Oh, wow. Oh, you can just do this? That's really cool. Bake interval. What's bake interval? I'm gonna stop messing with that. Dana, I probably saved your wrist. Still do his wrist exercises. I do the ones that I found from Osu, and they legit also save my wrist. Yeah, this is sweet. Yeah, why didn't we just just done this the whole time? Totally can't just control click to add more nodes. I mean, why would they let you do that? That'd be so silly. Can you make them like curve? Surely not. When people say you're not a game developer unless you make your own game engine, this is the, you totally can. Holy shit. Nope, that adds another node. Condition action level is core object undo read. What the hell are you talking about? Nothing to undo. I disagree. Who am I to disagree? Who's Day 9? Day 9 is a very prolific streamer. Well, someone who well, they still stream. So you're a game dev. You're a game engine dev. You dev a game engine. Yeah, exactly. You're not a game dev. Well, you're still a game. Listen, if you want to be a game dev, you're a game dev. Them's the rules. Yeah. Okay. This will work. This will work. So this is the monster path. They did the monster path. It was a graveyard bash graph. Okay. Cool. So we have our path. We need to put some monsters on here, and then we need to have us shoot the monsters as they're walking down the path. Not bad at all. The in-out values are for making it bendy. Oh, how do I do that? If I do like a 10 and like a 10 and like a 1, it appears that I do not have the option to change these. Also, I need to take another quick break because it's been another hour. I need to run some ads and then also get some water and also rest my voice for a little bit. So I made a gesture with my hands that you obviously can't see because I'm virtual. We'll be right back. I'm going to put on some Minecraft parkour for you this time. Minecraft parkour. 1 hour and 20 minutes of relaxing Minecraft parkour. Well, I hope I'm not gone for an hour and 20 minutes. That would be quite a bit of time, but I will leave you with this for exactly 3 minutes. Well, approximately 3 minutes. Okay, cool. I'd say all the usual stuff about like, this is a great time for you to get up and get a snack, but I know I'm probably just on your second monitor anyway, so I hope you're enjoying your game of Helldivers 2. Jeff. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Bedtime, BRB. I'll leave you with the music. Also, sorry if the ads are loud. I don't control it. Sometimes they're way louder than the stream. Sorry. I did it. I was a good boy. I didn't break the rule. The rule? What's the rule? Don't talk during the break. The break is the time where you're supposed to not talk to heal your voice. Oftentimes I will do this thing where I get up from my desk during the break and then I go, that was great. I'm going to go back to talking, which defeats the entire purpose of the break. But not this time. I actually didn't talk for 3 whole minutes. They said it couldn't be done. And honestly, like, they were kind of spitting with that one. Hold shift and click the node you want to make bendy, then drag. Thank you for all the claps. I appreciate that. They're not deserved, but I'll take them anyways. Gleefully. Cool, okay. Let's get back to it. We want to have an enemy. We want to have the enemy follow the path. When the enemy gets to the end of the path, they need to do damage or whatever. But let's go one thing at a time. I'm going to delete this. We're going to make a new one. Godot is about to have a heart attack. I'm going to hit Control S and exit the game. Anyone else here use a Mac? And sometimes when you're using your Mac, something takes like a extra half second to close, or like the pinwheel pops up for 1 second and you go, no. I know what's about to happen. Shut it all down. I know this operating system. It doesn't do this. Not unless it knows it's about to explode. Wait, okay, so hang on. Hold shift and click the nodes you want to make bendy and drag. Going bench, good night. Good night, Leviathan. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Always good to see you here. Hope to see you around again soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can make it like real bendy. We don't need that much bend. Just like a little bit would be like perfect. Yeah. Oh, and then you get like the sharp bend. Actually, so what we need to do here is have like 10,000 less nodes. We have a bit too many. Quick, mods are asleep. Destroy the chat. Increase the amount of nodes. You have like 80? Yeah. I'm just gonna make a new one. Rename. This will be the monster path. They did the monster path. Curve 2D. Yep, points. Add. So we can start here. So we can start here. It should just be any amount of time that the path goes like concave mode, right? I can do like this. Something like that. And then I can go next node, it should be like here. And I can do a little bit of, I can do a little bit of a, like this. Yep. And the next node will go, probably can go all the way to here. That's like one smooth curve. How did you know? How did you know the right curve already? That's crazy. I mean, it didn't, obviously. I just got lucky. But like, how did it know, dude? Then we can go here, probably? That's a little bit too steep of an angle, I think. Decrease that angle. It's too much angle. Go like this. The music has gone like wiggly liminal mode, but I think it's okay because the game kind of is like that too. So I think it's all good. Go here. This one might be a little tricky to get correct because I don't know if this is. I can just adjust it here, of course. Control click to add. I am control clicking. Man gets his mind read by Bezier curves. Hey girl, I wish I. There's a joke there. I just don't know how to get it. And then it's at your die forge and you lose the game, something like that. So that's the path, and it looks fine. I don't like this part. This part's a little. What the hell? Oh, get out. Nothing to undo. Okay, then what do you call this guy, motherfucker? How do I delete you? Instant move nodes here? How do I delete it? Right click the right side. Huh? Delete you? I'm confused. Right click what you don't want. Right click. I'm right clicking. It's not, nothing's happening. I can't kill it. It's become too powerful. You can't handle my straw. They're spawning more. This might actually just be cooked in this version of Godot or something. Why can I not delete? Can't delete. Get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. They're multiplying. Stop. What the fuck? I can't even like put this back to where it lives. Am I on like the wrong cursor? No, that's select mode. What is happening? What? And I can't control Z. It says condition action level greater. I think this is a Godot problem, not a me problem. Use button on top bar, bro. Which? Huh? Oh, is it this? Close curve? That's probably not what I want. Select line. Select points. Close curve. Delete point. Oh, delete point. Get the fuck out of here. Wait. Yeah, delete. Am I just fucking stupid? Help me. Use button on top bar. Add points. Clear points. That destroys everything. I feel like I have this selected, and yet when I click, nothing happens. With delete point selected, you just left click. I want to believe you. I want to believe that I'm just doing it wrong. I really do. If I do this now, is it like cooked? Am I even on the right object? I think this might legit be a dev thing. Because the Godot Mac issue, I think it's legit just a Godot issue. I think it's time to go update Godot. I think it's legit just first. Sure, save and close. What's the latest branch of Godot? Godot, what the caps lock? Godot download. I think it's just, yeah, we'll just go get 4.4. It's time to go get 4.4. That's okay. Yeah, maybe Path 2D is, when did they introduce Path 2D? Because I was on 4.3. What version are you on? 4.3 or 4.3.5 dev. I was actually still on the dev branch. Why was I still on the dev branch? That branch had fixed the issue where the game would randomly crash when we were working on Lava Lamp, and I haven't run any issues since then, so I just haven't really like updated, I guess. Make a donation. Listen, I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I don't really want this in my downloads. Put it out here. Like open though. Windows Explorer is crashing? My friends, we're going down. The ship is going down. The ship is going down. What do you mean Windows Explorer crashed? That's like my whole computer. Not responding. You got a hard drive or solid state? I'm on an NVMe, brother. Restart. Welcome back. There we go. Okay. Click this here now. Shouldn't be that different. Path 2D has worked fine since 3.5. Maybe I'm just built different. Is OBS still functioning normally? Yes. Why is Windows Explorer exploding? Maybe this version of the executable is like borked. Looks like whatever happens when the disk stop answering. I think it's not the disk. I meant to restart. Are we fucked? Can you still run from here? Execute. File execute. Are we cooked? App history? Possibly? Windows Explorer, are you here? File menu on top. Oh, run new task. What's this called? Explorer, right? We're so back. We never left. We're so back. We're so back. We go downloads. I don't understand why. I'm gonna delete this one because maybe it's cursed. I'm gonna try to run it from here. Don't worry about it. Can I put you out here now? Okay. I don't know why you're being like that, but whatever. Yep. Upgrade it. Failed to start the editor. What do you mean by that? Let's try again. Hey guys, use Godot. It's a very good and stable game engine. You just turn it off and turn it back on again. It's all good. Have you tried restarting the computer? Yeah, restart. Do it again. Move the EXE after opening. I think that's what happened, yeah. I didn't want to say it because I look like an idiot, but yeah, that's 100%. Now I should be able to just... I wasn't dumb. It was the editor. That makes me feel so much better about myself. Woo! Yippee! I love that for us. Okay, so the path thing works now, and it has no extra buttons, which is fantastic. I accidentally just removed, but my Control Z works now, so everything is actually just fine. Okay, there's the path. We need a monster. We don't have a monster. We're gonna make a child node here. We're gonna call it Control. Nope, we're gonna call it a node 2D. This will be the monster manager. Monster manager, like that. And then here we can create a child node. We'll make it a node TD for now. We'll call this the monster. Monster. Now, what I don't know is how to get the monster to follow a path, but for now we're gonna have a sprite 2D because it will be the monster sprite. They need a path 2D follow to work. Well, that answers that question. This is you. I need to do your transform. I'm gonna scale you down. This is a 128 by 128. You're going to be 32 by 32, which means I divide this by 4.0. That's you. Okay, so you need to have a follow path 2D. Takes its parent path 2D and returns a coordinate of a point within it, given a distance from the first vertex. The monster needs to be a child of the path 2D. Node takes its parent path 2D. Parent path 2? Do all the monsters have to have a path 2D? Surely I should only have to have one reference, right? How exactly does this work? Path 2D only works when set as a child of a path 2D node. Do you link them like this, I suppose? Path follow 2D. This might be a look at the docs situation. What's the docs hotkey? I don't remember. The F10? Anyone know the docs hotkey? F1. Oh, of course. Path follow. How does this work? Useful for making other nodes follow a path without coding the movement pattern. For that, the nodes must be children of this node. The descendant nodes will move accordingly with setting the progress in this node. Interesting. So I suppose it can only be set or get only if the path follow 2D is a child of path 2D, which is set a part of the scene tree. That is, path 2D has a curve 2D. That's all fine. We can set the progress, and that's what moves the thing. So to do this the way I want, does that mean that the monster path is sort of theoretically like the manager class for all the monsters? The monsters are then spawned as a path to follow 2D node. So you do this. So this actually becomes the monster. And this becomes the monster sprite. Something like this. And we can have your path 2D. So if we set this to be progress, if I use like a sliding thing here, right? Does it change where you are? It does. So if I adjust your progress now and I just like keep making this increase, you will slowly move along the thing. You even rotate, which I did not know you did that. That's neat. I don't know if I needed that from you, but I appreciate it nonetheless. This is sick. Cool. Now, I am a little bit worried about this thing, but I suppose if we did want to have a manager class, what we would do instead is we could have this be external to this. You can turn off the rotates if you need it. Good to know. Thank you. We can have the manager class be outside of this and just simply have a reference to all of the monster nodes, which are the inherited path nodes. And the good thing about a path node is it directly inherits a node TD, so we actually retain all the functionality of there like being a monster here, which is fantastic. Okay, sweet. The D4 now needs to interact with the monster, so I need to start adding some stuff on here for the D4 to shoot the monster. But I suppose first things first, let's add a script here. Attach scripts. We're gonna call this monster GD. That makes a whole lot of sense. So class name monster extends path follow 2D. Perfect. We're gonna say, why does this not have the default stuff for like a node 2D? Is path follow 2D is a node 2D, right? That's a node 2D. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. What's the what are like the default ones in Godot? I've been coding in like Python and TS for a while, so I don't quite remember the default like. No. I just want to see the default script, please. Attach script. Monster manager, sure. They give you nothing. You will take nothing, and you will be happy with it. Okay, all right, my bad. Detach scripts. We don't actually need this right now. Is it process? I believe. It's like this, right? Process delta. We're gonna say progress plus equals delta times move speed, and then we can set move speed to be like, I don't know, at export int move speed. No, it's export move speed. Like this. Speed int, I believe. Export var. There we go. Something like that. I'd rather do physics process delta to avoid it being tied to frames. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. This sort of gets around that issue, although then you have like the process. Then you have a that has its own issues. I will say with physics process, I don't think it's as necessary as people think it is for a lot of things. Like you can put a lot of things in your update frame. It just gets weird when you forget delta or like there's just a lot more pitfalls with it. What does this look like? Run the game. Nothing is happening. Interesting. This is being called every frame, right? Progress equals this thing. Is it path follow 2D is progress here, yeah? Did you set the speed? I listened. No. Did you want me to? Did you want that to be part of it? I guess I could do it for you, but only because you asked nicely. Set it to 100? That's a little much. Let's set you to be like 75. 75. 75. There we go. Something like that. That's still a little fast. 50. Let's try 50. I still think weirdly that's still fast. I'm gonna say 33. Perfect. It's perfect. Look at that little guy. Look at the little guy. I think I do want them to turn because it makes more sense. Also, we need to clean up the path a little bit. But for now, sick. I'll take it. That seems perfectly reasonable. I have no idea what you're saying, but I'll continue watching. I missed your messages. I'm so sorry from the YouTube side. I ignored you like a terrible person, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't read. I should really learn how to do it sometime. Anyways, cool. So I think this is good. So next we actually get the monster and the eye to interact with each other. How do we do that? Well, first you add collision shapes. So first the die needs a collision shape, and maybe, well, let's walk before we run. So we're gonna have a node 2D like this, and this will be our D4 like this. This will be the dice sprite. But yeah, so I guess we can just call it the sprite. This will be a dice tower like that. The sprite here. Well, do we want it to be... We should actually just call this a die. The reason why is they're going to be in different states, right? So it's not necessarily always in tower state. It could be in the inventory, for example, in which case all of its collision should be just turned off. Otherwise, I don't even know what the fuck would happen if you leave the die in the inventory to have their collision shapes on. Maybe you'd make a funny looking bit cup. I don't really know. But because of that, I want them to have certain states. So this is just going to encompass all of just the die objects in general ad infinitum until the end of the universe. So that works for that purpose just fine. Okay, next, let's actually add the let's restart the music because it died. And that's the most important part of the stream. Okay, next let's add the add the collision shape. Like that. We need an area 2D actually first. So area 2D like that. And then we put the collision shape in there. This will be a circle. This will be a circle. And we can have the radius be, I don't know, 100? Why can't I see that? Oh, because you're up there, because that's not the sprite. Right, the sprite needs to be at 0, 0. We need to be back home with everybody. So this is our like die tower and its attack range. So that looks perfectly reasonable. If I move this, it's gonna move the, yeah, of course. I'm gonna anchor these. So anchor and anchor. And now when I move this, it should, and anchor. And now when I move this, it should move the whole thing. Yep, it does. So we can do something like this. This is our dice tower. This is our hit detection range. And because this is like the idiot baby smallest one, it's just the D4. We'll put it to be 50. We'll put it to be 75. Something like that. That works. So there you go. That's the D4 tower. It has 75 detection range. Sick, awesome, super sweet, tight. This detection range needs a mask. So collision inputs, it's going to be on layer... Let's think about what we want our layers to be real quick. Layer 1 will be the die layer. This will be everything that includes like picking up the die when it's on the field, right? Like just checking if the mouse is touching the die or whatever. When it's in the inventory, we still need to be able to click and drag the die. Perfect, sweet. That's what that is for. This one is going to be ranges, tower ranges. This is the thing that is the detection area for the die to be able to actually hit things in the game. Aha, I just hit my mic really hard with my hand because I was using my hands to talk. Layer 1 dedge, so true, so true. Okay, layer 3 can be the enemies. And we may reorder these later, but this is all that we need for now. So you are the attack range, or detection range. Detection range. I guess attack range would be the size of the thing. The actual shape is the detection range. You will live on 2, and you will mask to 3 because we want you to see the enemy. Perfect. Cool. Let's actually edit this a little bit then. Edit layer names. This is going to be the tower detection ranges. Let's be really specific because later on we're going to have a lot more collision layers, and it's nice to have it now just be set up. Next, the monster itself needs an area 2D. And that area 2D, of course, needs a child node of a collision shape 2D, like that. What we're going to do here is have a circle. Look at the little circle. This will be the enemy detection area. And I think I'm going to make the shape on this like 20 pixels? Maybe 15 pixels? It's going to depend on the monster, maybe, but that's good enough for now. So when this thing intersects with this thing, we want some kind of trigger to happen. We're going to go to this area 2D here. We have layers here as well. So you are an enemy and you're going to mask to the tower detection ranges. So there you go. Now that both of these things can see each other, remember, layer is who I am, mask is who I can see. If you forget that, just remember the mnemonic of mask is, or layer is who I am and mask is who I can see, which isn't helpful as a mnemonic because it literally just says the definition of the things. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. Moving on. Now, these two things are going to be able to see each other. We need to have a script here on the die. I think the die should be the one that gets the trigger. So we're going to go attach here. This will be the script that just encompasses all of the functions of the die. So this will be class name die, extends node to... Yeah, what's up, Maddie? How's it going? Yippee tower defense? That's what I'm saying. With dice. Oh my god. Every D&D slash game developer slash story... Nope. Every game developer slash D&D player... fantasy. We rip so much. True. You don't mean the stream, right? Like everything's okay on you're on them out like exploding slowly? They're like fading away into the aether or anything like that? Because that would be bad. I don't think that's good for me. I don't think that's healthy. Well, maybe it is. I don't really know. I'm not a doctor or anything close to it. Something like this. Okay, so we're gonna have... We need a reference to this thing. Stream is fine, it's just a die joke. Oh, gotcha. I don't know why we are not drift compatible tonight, but every time you've said something serious, I'm like, gotcha, are you okay? You seem fine. I'm just reading a little bit too much into it. We need to get this thing as your child, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to say var detection range equals this. We need to attach a signal to this thing. The default value is using $, which won't return nodes in the scene before ready. We need to set this on the ready. So, oh, you can just do on ready, right? On ready. Detection range like that. What's the game going to be? The theme is controlled chaos. The chaos we want to control is dice, because rolling dice is fun, and they are inherently chaotic. Well, random, but for the sake of argument, let's say it's chaotic. There are monsters coming to your dice forge, which lives at the center of your map. Use the dice forge to create more dice. Dice are created, they have random attributes. You combine these dice together to make stronger dice, i.e. higher number dice, with the combined attributes of the dice. So there's common dice, which maybe have like the nudge attribute where when they roll, they have a +1, or maybe they just do a flat +1 or something like that. Then there's like more rare ones like exploding dice or advantaged dice. And when you combine the dice, they inherit the attributes of all of the previous like combined dice or whatever. So that's the randomness you control. That's the randomness, and that's how you're controlling it. You're controlling it by like putting the dice together. There'll be different elements of dice that you can use, and there's different like power-ups and things you get in the shop. Maybe there's a supply limit instead of like the tower limit. There's a supply limit on your dice, and you can go to the shop at the end of 5 rounds or waves or whatever, and you can increase your supply limit of how many dice you can have on the field. But when you need something to restrict the amount of dice you can have, otherwise you would just spam a D4 on every little like pixel of the screen or something like that. So that's the general idea. We're still tinkering with it a little bit. Right now, we're just trying to get the thing in the thing. So I want this monster to walk into this tower range, and I want to shoot it with a projectile. And once we can do that, we're chilling. And maybe it shoots a smaller version of the D4. Reminds me of another tower defense game that uses dice for towers. Did someone already make the game? Because I thought this was Gemcraft, and it's still... Admittedly, it's becoming less and less Gemcraft by the minute, which is a great sign. Not exactly. Oh, thank God. That is sort of the thing, as I think every game's already kind of been made. And that's kind of been the case for forever. So that's why there are like reasons to not look at more like other people's games while you're making your game. And like fears of parallel creation is a real thing as well. But I think we're okay. I think we're chilling for this. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Okay, so moving on from here, we need to get these like collision things to line up. No such thing as original thought. That's what I said. So we need the ready function. It's weird to me that the script doesn't like exist here at the start anymore, but whatever. So we need to hook this up to a signal. So we're gonna say detection range dot on. There's an area entered. Yeah, area entered. The way we want to do this is going to be a little bit weird, because it is not necessarily the case that once an area is entered, we're done. Our attack range should keep track of all of the things that we currently can hit. We can make the decision of what we actually want to hit later. But for now, we just need to think, what are all the things that we can hit? So we need 2 functions here. We need on area entered. And we're going to say dot connect. We're going to do something like enemy entered range. And then we need one for when they leave the range. You need to connect the node. Not yet. The area's 2D will do the connection for us. Detection range dot area exited dot connect. And this will be enemy exited range. So we need these 2 functions. So we're gonna go ahead and look at these. We're gonna say function enemy entered range. Let's just say pass for now. Function enemy exited range. And the nice thing about doing it this way is when an enemy dies, it doesn't exit the range. So actually, this sucks ass. Wait. No, you still need these. It will have a reference to nothing. So possibly we need something that'll say, on death, like, look at all of the things that I'm currently in and say, get out of there. Hi, back, I'm dead. Hey, Rasati, how's it going? Welcome back. We might need something along those lines, which is okay. That's completely doable. Now, how do I want to... I think for now, just get the thing in the thing. Just get it to shoot the thing. So we need a list of like on ready targets. For now, this is just going to be an empty list. On ready var targets like that. So on enemy entered range, we're going to say targets dot pens. We're going to say this will give us the area 2D. Can you show me exactly what the signal returns? It's an area 2D, okay. So this will be area 2D like that. We need to append not this, because this is the area that actually entered our thing. That is not necessarily the monster that entered our thing. So we're gonna say area.get parent. And that will then give us the monster, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. What's the map size grid and rough path do you want to follow? So here's what we're working with right now. The map size grid is a number. It's for sure a number. I think we wanted 50 on the left. Now I don't remember. Hang on, let me get a control out. Just measure it. Just eyeball it real quick. Something like that. This is gonna be the map part of the map. We'll try dice right now. Okay. Hey, don't if you think it's not gonna work or you think it's not gonna like work in an effective way, don't push it too much. The size of the grid is 1,000 by 750 if I remember correctly. I think it's 1,000 by 750. Like that. I don't think we need all that space on the left. Maybe it is 1,050. Something like that. No, we definitely need more space than that. 1,000 means that we have 150 pixels for the right side menu and 50 pixels for like the wave indicator. And I think that's good. I think 1,000 by 750. Appreciate you haven't even considered the I'm lazy option. What option is that? Do you just like do you just do the thing in like A-Sprite where you say you literally like rotate 50 degrees or whatever? Because I think you can do that. You can do something like, you could do like a rotate sprite. No, that's gonna spin it like this way. I need Z-axis rotation. It only really needs to be 2 frames and then go back to the regular one. It just needs some kind of movement at all. Maybe they could even just be shiny or something. I'm not totally sure. Okay, our map does hang off a little bit, but that's okay. It still looks pretty okay. Okay, so we have something like that. Now we need to, once we actually detect the thing, like shoot a projectile or something? No, we were still working on the range. We're still working on the range. We still need to finish the range part. So let me go back to our die here. This detection range and stuff will only be activated if the die is placed. Whenever you pick up the die, it'll reset well, it resets it when you put it somewhere new. We'll worry about that later. Just get the thing working. Put the thing in the thing. We're gonna say targets dot remove. Oh, it's remove at, so you have to search for the thing. In that case, let's do a set. And we can just either pick randomly from the set or run like a sort. Yeah, it should just be a set. How do you do a set in Godot? Godot set. Set data structure. You can use a dictionary as a set, just use a dummy null value like this. Okay, we can do that. That works. So targets is actually going to be like this. Like that. And we're going to say, just use the area exit signal. It gives you which one to remove. Yeah, but I don't know which one it's going to be in the list. I can't use remove at because I don't know where it is in the list yet. So I'm going to just use the set instead. We're going to say targets dot area dot get parent equals none. Just like that. Can you not use none? Oh, it's null. Like that. And then here we can say targets dot remove key erase. It's targets dot erase area dot get parent. Like that. Yeah, we can say this is monster area. I just said targets dot erase. Does that work for lists? I don't know exactly how that works. Also, you want it to be a set anyways, because you want to like hash to the values. You don't want to look through the list every time. But this will let us know basically that a thing has entered the thing. So let's go ahead and debug this. We're going to speed the monster up for now because I don't want to wait like 1,000 years. So we're going to say 300. Give him a little pep in his step. Perfect. And now the monster's in the thing. Excellent. Use an array for targets, I suppose. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. But like when you do a function to like sort for targets or something, it's not guaranteed that you know which target is like closer to a thing. What if they have different move speeds and one of them like passed another one, right? So you'd have to do a sort on the array anyways. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just collate the keys and do a sort, and then still have the hashing for like faster access in the keys in the dictionary. I think. I mean, obviously, like there's overhead to a dictionary, and arrays are probably faster for things like under 10 enemies or something like that. So I think both are fine. I don't know. You know what? I'll just use a list. Why not? I'll just try it. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's worse. I don't really know. Dot append monster dot get. It should be monster area, so it's less confusing. Monster area dot sort them when one is entered. Yeah, I mean you're doing unnecessary sorts there though, right? Your list is always in order, but you need to sort right before the tower shoots, right? The other sorts are not superfluous per se, but if two of them entered at the same time and then one of them passed before anything new entered, you would technically have the wrong target. I don't know why I'm trying to like interview question you right now. Your method seems fine. Have you considered the edge case, in which case the value of the parameters set are actually negative? You haven't really considered this edge case that I just made up. Yeah. Okay, so something like that. That'll still work. I do want to make sure that this is called properly. And when it is called, I want to say print targets. Just to make sure that this actually works the way that I think it does. Just do it because it works. Beautiful, I love that. And it does work. Isn't that fantastic? All right, you need to slow the hell down. You are cooking, my man. Just chill out. All right, I'm sick of this music. No more. No more of this. We're done. We're done here. Dead. We're gonna go to Spotify and we're gonna play the Future Funk playlist. Because I'm feeling it. Yeah, why weren't we listening to this the whole time? Sorry to change the vibe on everyone. I do apologize. A little bit, anyways. I'm not gonna look up at the best way before I'm starting to have performance issues. That is such a good attitude to have. I love that for you. I also think it's like a legitimately good way to program. Like most optimizations are superfluous because computers are just really fucking fast. Like it's okay. It can be a little bit inefficient if it means you get to the thing faster, or if the code's more readable, or if the code's more maintainable. Like everything's a trade-off. There are no correct answers in baseball. In baseball coding. In golf? Code golf? There was code golf. I could have said, well, that doesn't work because there's definitely correct answers in code golf. But maybe not that one, but everything else, it's okay. Code can have a little bit of inefficiency as a treat. So true, so true. Just like a little bit. Just for funsies. A little bit. Okay, cool. So this works the way that I want it to. Next, we need to have the tower actually shoot the thing. And when it is shot, we need the thing to take damage. And then, like, that's like a strange amount of progress. Is that all you need to do? Well, all you need to do is the rest of the UI, the shop, the upgrades, code all of the different like ways you can do the dice generation, a dice forge, the like different things, the like for the dice that you can create, all of the different power ups, all of the resources for like that attached to the different dice for their like specific power ups, the dice combining mechanic, and then like the supply mechanic, so you can't have more than like 6 dice out at the start of the game, and then upgrades for the tower or upgrades for the supply mechanic, and then like we're literally done. There's like nothing left after that. Oh, and then like also we have to do like the description and like the tutorial and like text boxes to explain the game, and like also accessibility issues, and also add the music and also add the sound effects. But like other than that, like then it's over. Then we like finished. So that's all we have to do. It's actually like super easy. Everyone with me? All right, let's roll. Okay, so we're gonna go to the process now. File list of all the textures to saw teams. Oh, true. Yep. Accessibility game jam, sure, buddy. It's important, and I was like you once. I did for a while think like, this is stupid. Why do we need to have like, why is accessibility a criteria? And then I remembered that like other people exist, and so it's important. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Me when I remember I'm not the only person on the planet. Oh right. Oops. That happens sometimes. I apologize. I try to make it not happen as much as possible, but it do still happen sometimes. That's all right. We're all just here doing our best. It's okay. Okay, so cool. So we're gonna have function process delta. Well, it's. I mean, if we're doing everything else in the physics process, the thing is, I'm not processing physics. Like, I'm just processing like game. I'm gonna put it in the process on principle. It's not physics. Happens to everyone, Sky. 1 in 3 men over 40. Oh no. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna have. We need something for like a cooldown, some sort of cooldown timer. So we'll go ahead and have a timer here. I think I do prefer doing the timers as their own nodes now. I know you can do it programmatically. I'm starting to lean more towards leaning on like the Godot object for these kinds of things. I don't know why. I vibe with them a little bit more. This will be the attack cooldown timer. 1 in 3 is by definition not everyone. Whoa, true. Some would argue it's like 33.333, repeating, of course, percent. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have bring you in here. We're gonna say, we're gonna set some of this. Let's say you attack every 1 second. That's perfect. One shot, absolutely not. Auto start? No. In fact, you should only be counting down if there's something in the attack. That doesn't make any sense. No, you start right when the game starts. You start right when the game starts, obviously. Why would it be literally any other way? That would be silly. Okay, so this thing starts at 1 second, sure. We're gonna have this dot. We just need a signal because we don't actually need to do it in the process anymore. We're gonna say attack cooldown timer dot. It's timeout? Yeah, timeout.connect. This will be attack off cooldown. Now, this is a little bit weird because there's actually like 2 states that this can fall into. The attack is off cooldown and there's nobody. That means your attack is just ready. So don't restart the timer. You don't need to restart the timer. You just wait. You say attack is off cooldown. Sick. The second way that this can happen is there are things in the attack range. And if there are things in the attack range, theoretically, you shouldn't have to wait a frame for the check to be like, is attack off cooldown? Yes. Okay. It should just happen right then. For now, I'm just going to have one variable, but in the future, we will need to, if there is a bug with this, this is where this bug will come from. This can be delayed by 1 frame. I'm going to do my thing ready to say state variables. We're going to have on ready var attack ready. We'll say is attack ready. That makes a lot of sense. This will start as false. This is a Boolean, sorry. Boolean equals. Like that. Well, this way of connecting signals. Isn't it nice? Like, the signals are just nice. Oh, it's bool in this language? Lowercase bool. My apologies. My apologies. False is not declared in the current scope. You piece. All right, so like that. We're going to make this thing. So we're going to say function attack off cooldown. All this will do for now. Again, like I said, we're going to have more logic in this in the future, but all it's going to do for now is say is attack ready equals true. Lowercase. There you go. That's all it does. Now, yes, we could also just have a lambda do this here, but like, come on, I just had like a whole spiel about how I didn't want to do it like that. All right. Why are you bullying me? All right. Just lay off. Cool. Is attack ready like this. We go here. What is next is in the process we say if is attack ready and targets, I guess it's targets dot length size greater than or equal to 1. This means we have something to hit. We are off cooldown. We are allowed to hit it. Shoot her. That's what that means. So here we can say attack. Yes. I'm gonna have this go here. This is gonna be like a big function, so I'm gonna have it kind of closer to the top. We'll split these off into like signal answers, private functions, main functions, or whatever. It's something like that. This will be attack. What this will do is it'll say targets dot choice dot random, pick random for now. So first we're going to say like target. Well, I guess we'll do it this way. Target equals pick targets. And for now, we will just have pick target be pick random. Pick target. Maybe if we have time, there's a way we say closest target, most HP target, slowest target, biggest, whatever. For now, return targets dot pick random, like that. So target is pick target. Sick, tight. Target not defining crit scope. Sorry, that's Python posting. This is the thing that we want to hit. We need to then summon a projectile. Who should control this projectile? In the past, I've had like the projectile manager class control all of the projectiles. I think I want to stick with that. Reason being is it needs to be removed from this. We cannot have like the projectile be the child of this thing. The reason is, let's say we pick this thing up in the middle of our fight to place it somewhere else on the map, right? The projectile would come with us. And that's not good. So because of that, I'm gonna have the projectile manager be like a separate class somewhere else. So we're gonna make a thing here. Add child node, this will be the node 2D. This will actually be an abstract node because I don't want it to have a position. The projectiles will have positions. This thing will not have a position. We're gonna call this projectile manager. Projectile manager. I have so many managers here. I'm accidentally manager posting. I apologize. Where did my thing left me? I don't have to. I can't see George. I can't see anything. I'm blind. There we go. That's the one. That's the one with Twitch chat on it. Cool. Okay. Discord. I'm so excited. Holy shit. Yes. Yes, that is exactly what I mean. Oh, that's so gas. That is so gas. Yeah. It's even kind of dancing to the music a little bit. You hear this? That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, that's perfect. Can I say one thing about it? The last frame being, I don't know how I can like make it stop. The last frame being totally flat is a little like jarring. I don't know if that's the right word for it. If you cut the last frame, what does it look like? Because I think it's like messing with my eye. It looks like it's like resetting on me or something. I don't know if what I said makes any sense. Although, like, maybe that won't work either, because then you'll have like a stop between the frames. I'm gonna play around with this. I want to, let me play with it. This needs to go to projects, game dev assets. Cutting the last frame is actually so much worse. Uh-oh. That's not good. Image saved. Projects. Where did it go? I'm actually kind of confused. Oh, I'm not in the assets folder. I'm stupid. This. So if you cut this, it's actually worse. I can see how it would be actually now that I'm looking at it. I kind of want to look what it looks like. Deletes. Yeah, that looks so much worse. Would it help to get this line like, because, well, hang on, this looks like it's out of order. Did I like fuck up the ordering on this? This looks like this should be, wait, new frame. If you're spinning from like right to left, it looks like this one should be first. So like it should be something like this. And then this should be this should be second, right? And then this should be third. 1, 2, 3. That. And delete this. Delete. 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 So it looks something like this. If you just add a frame with like one more line going all the way this way, wouldn't it fix it? A lot of things you're not sure about. That's fair. That's fair. Oops. What did I do? I messed up my thing. How do you actually move the... oh, you control click to move the frame. So if you do like a new frame here, and you did like every other die would actually be a lot harder to make. Fuck. No, you're right. Okay, I offer you a new solution. The new solution is that the dice doesn't have to spin. The dice floats up and down with some sparkles around it. Yeah, what's good at Stop All Caps? How's it going? Welcome in. What if instead the die went like this? You had like this, and it went like, woo! With some like frills, like a little sparkly thing on the side, so you know it's magical. Use right click for moving. Oh, sick. The thing is, like, though, it's very close. Like, I feel like it's actually almost there. Like because it feels like it's just missing 2 frames. Like, I'm kind of convinced. It's like a Pixar. I'm just make it 3D and make a bunch of reference images. Me, who sucks at 3D, I would just make it 2D and use it to image. Now I need some context. How would this be in tower form? There are no more towers. Towers do not exist anymore. We have removed them from the game. They will just float on the screen like this. This is the die now. No more towers. There's gonna be like a supply limit. The towers were kind of superfluous anyways. The dice will have the attributes. You can combine the dice together to get like cooler stuff. Yeah. When you go to your die forge, like the upgrade you can get is what helps you control the chaos of the dice. Like when you go to the forge, you're like 50% chance for all dice to have a nudge upgrade or something like that. I don't know. Or like maybe the first die you create on each level has a nudge upgrade or something like that. Something. We'll figure it out as we go. So yeah, that's why I need them to like just be a little bit of anything, to be like some kind of movement, I think. Yeah, no more tower. No more tower. Don't worry about the tower. Tower? Pff, never even matter. Do the dice shoot projectiles? Yes. I haven't decided what those look like either, though. So we'll get there when we get there. Don't worry too much about it. Okay, cool. What was I doing here? Oh, I want to look what this looks like if I do just like one tiny edit. See, Rasati, you have an eye for art and are very talented. Why does this GIF think that the image is like 30 billion pixels? You are incredibly talented with art and things of that nature, but what I have is drawing straight lines. Turn the die towards the enemy it's aiming at. You see, Rasati, where you have art direction and ability to make things look good on the screen and an ability to like understand how things interact with each other in the game, I contribute nothing. That's brilliant. That's actually super smart. And if they're doing nothing, if they're just chilling like this, I still think they need to be doing a little bit of something. I think maybe even if it's just floating up and down, that's perfectly fine. And then they can also turn towards the enemy. So obviously I can do the floating up and down part. How do you make it like look like it's turning towards the enemy though? It's 10x export size, so it's not blurry on Discord. I can send the regular 32 by 32%, right? If you want to, yeah. I want to tinker with it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to get it into a better spot though. I will say the next ones I do think get like dangerously hard. Like the D10 and a D12, I legit have no idea. D6 weirdly seems kind of easy. I think D6 is easy. If my, like, I think it's easy because it's literally just like 6 straight lines. D8 is probably, the center line on the D8 actually won't move. It's just the top and the bottom half. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not totally sure. Let me see. Oh, there's lots of layers. Oh, that's really smart. That's clever. Okay, I see. Will the numbers be displayed on the dice? the only number that will be displayed is when the die is like quote unquote rolled, and it will be on top of this sprite. So I was actually literally imagining this. Like this is the number that pops up. You're like, oh, you rolled a 1, right? But this will just appear above the tower, saying like the tower rolled a 1, and then it'll shoot. I suppose the tower could also show the number that it rolled. That's actually kind of cool. Huh. And maybe you do that. Maybe when the die, yeah. Does it roll every shot? That's I imagine, yeah. The thing is, like, the higher tier dice though will get more shots per roll. So like the D4 will roll 1 time and shoot once. The D6 will roll 1 time and shoot twice. The D8 will roll 1 time and shoot 3 times, and so on and so forth. Because otherwise, again, like there's no incentive to upgrade the dice. The upgraded dice need to be substantially better. And they each will roll like 1 time a second. So I guess the D6 will roll once and then shoot 0.5, 0.5. Then the D8 will shoot or roll once and then shoot 0.3, 0.3, 0.3 or something like that. Yeah, that's a good question though. Okay, okay, that works. Interesting. For rolling, do 3 short frames that show random numbers and the actual number rolled. That could work. Yeah, I like that. That gives movement, but the problem, like, we still need like static movement. That sentence makes no sense. We still need something to like show the stuff on the screen isn't like static with the background, if that makes sense. So to summarize, this die should float up and down just to give your eye something to look at, because there's going to be monsters and we just need something. Your eyeball just literally needs a thing. 2, I would like to have some sort of like particles around the die. Fucking float it. I don't know, spinning dice is gonna look hellish. We'll definitely do the like up down float. Spinning the die, maybe not required. Maybe we can tinker with it, but maybe it's not required if the die just floats up and down. And then for rolling, well, here's the thing. Hang on. For rolling, what if you just one-shot this? You just go zoop. Like just one spin. I don't think it'll look bad if it's just one spin, you know? If we like speed this up a little bit. Fast in, fast out or whatever. Frame properties. What if we just say like 50? How smart are you with wiggling, shaking, rotating using code? I mean, I can't rotate a 2D sprite, but I can do like the wiggling, shaking pretty easily. Just do like this. Boop. Then it would show the number. How do you make it so it doesn't loop? Set loop section? No, don't. I said don't loop. No, don't loop. Unloop. Is there a way to make it so it doesn't loop? Does it? Hang on a second. Does it just look good if you change the frame? Made a D4 in Blender? I'm proud of you. Not what we needed, but I'm proud of you. You can't rotate a 2D sprite. I mean, I can rotate it like up and down or like side to side, but hang on. Frame property. Let's try 100. It still looks like it's just missing like one frame somewhere. That's what I meant. Oh, you meant like literally like turn like. No, I don't think that. I don't think I want to go for that because I'm kind of imagining maybe these are like on a pedestal or something. Not necessarily like a tower, but like something arcane like a pedestal or something. Like this is kind of the image that I had in my head was like this is sort of like a 3D object and then it has like a wizard pedestal or something. I don't know, man. Like this, and this is the die tower, and it like floats and like hovers and like goes up and down. So it's like woo, magic. And then when it has something in range, it rolls the number and then shoots it. It doesn't like melee attack. Obviously, it shoots like a little projectile, a little guy. Wow, it hits the dude, something like that. So I don't necessarily just want to like rotate the sprite up and down, but we don't like it's. I only set one frame to be 100. That's kind of funny, but it is not necessary to get the thing to spin. So we can just scrap that. I'll open up Scratch and make the thing. Cause you mean like this, right? You want to do something like this, if my understanding is correct. That's not how you spell rotate. You want to do it like this, where it like looks this way towards the thing. Is that what you mean? Like, ooh, the enemy's up here, so we're gonna shoot like that way, and then go back down, and then go the other way, something like that. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Your understanding is not even close to being correct. Oh, okay. Well, can you do like a flip? Flip? I'm not sure. Offset region, but I'm definitely gonna have the sprite doing like one of these, but it's at least like floating in place. Ooh, arcane, spooky. Speaking of spooky arcane things, though, I have terrible news for everybody. Unfortunately, our time here has come to a close. Why must I go? Because my voice hurts. And we have a lot of dev to do this week. I need to save myself a little bit. I will be back tomorrow for more Godot Wild Jam. So yeah, don't worry, we're not going too far here. Anything else? Thank you again to everyone who watched the video. If you're like here because of the video, I super appreciate it. If you watch the video, I super appreciate it. I've had the thing open literally the whole time that we've been streaming, and it is only doing a thing where it goes up, and that's really scary to me. And I like am legit feeling a little bit unwell about it, but that's okay because that's a good thing, I think. Maybe, I'm not totally sure. But yeah, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing more of this. The rest of the week, I will be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am not here. Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday. So we have 6 days. 6 days after this. And honestly, like, we've got a good chunk of stuff done there. There's definitely still a lot of things we need to patch up, but I think this is a solid start. So I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, all right. More Dice Tower Chura, thank you so much for the raid and for sticking around. I appreciate you so much. I didn't shout you out, I realized, which is it's kind of a dick move, huh? Churchon, for anyone who doesn't know, is the greatest game developer on this entire platform. Go follow them right now, or I swear to God, I'll be mildly upset. Yeah. All right. Take it easy, everybody. Hope you all have a good time. I need to send you somewhere. Where would be a good place to send? Let's take a look at the category real quick. Is there any other Godot Wild Jammers? Wild Jam. Let's try a different tag. Game Jam? Game Jam, that's a thing. Game Jam and C? Well, I don't think that is us. Let's go Wild Jam maybe? Wild Card? That's a different thing. Anyone got a suggestion? If not, we will pass to Klaxon, who is a great suggestion. Game Maker, continue with normal vectors, eating real fast. I respect that. Bot stuff. Do Godot. Yeah, we could go. We passed another Godot word. Anyone else in Godot today? 2 nerdy nerds. I think they are doing the Godot. I think they're doing the Wild Jam, if I remember. I feel like I've seen them in the Discord, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Godot Wild Jam. Yes. A Wild Jammer. Let's go. Twitch Tower Defense. That's tight. If it wasn't the Godot Wild Jam. Let's see who these people are. Is it 2 people? Is it 1 people? I don't know. Is their mic muted? It's possible. We'll give them a minute. I'm sure they have something very important to say. Wait. Okay, we're gonna go to Klaxon. Red Klaxon. 42 this time. Not 52, 42. I'm sorry I didn't pass it to them, but I don't know what was going on there. They weren't really talking, so we'll go here. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay, great. No, thank you for the raid. That's a huge raid. How are you? How was your stream? It's been a while. And I'm doing all right. How are you doing? And everyone, welcome. You're chilling back at the game jams. All right. Walk and talk in the name of love. I'm back at the game testing. Raid and run. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day. Or God knows what time it is where you are. Morning? No idea. Very, very late evening? Bye, Sky. Thank you very much. Just about midnight. Okay. I'm testing things, so I just have to, I'm waiting here for a bit, hoping something happens.
I forgot to end the YouTube stream. I'm so stupid. Well, here's some bonus content for you. Thank you for